Yeah, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing some more of the Umineko episode 6 playthrough, and yeah, I'm really quite excited for today. I feel like this story in general is just having so much potential. Everything regarding Featherin and Angie, that is, you know, I never thought, firstly, I never thought we were going to be seeing Featherin so early, but secondly, I am just so surprised with how much of an interesting character she actually appears to be. I'm very excited to learn about her and, you know, in general, what her involvement regarding the actual story is going to be. And, yeah, I also really do wonder what's going to happen with, you know, just everything regarding Genjima. Obviously, we've got to have the obligatory question, what is going to happen regarding the murders, and is there going to be some sort of, I mean, how are the murders, we've got to think about this, not in terms of what's going to happen in the murders, but how are the murders going to pinpoint us to hints regarding who the criminal actually was perpetrated by? What I find really interesting now that Battle is the game master, is it either going to be one of the easiest ones to solve, or is it going to be one of the hardest ones? I feel like it's going to be one of the hardest ones because of the fact that Erika exists, but I don't know, maybe it could be the opposite, who knows? I'm sorry, I don't even know why I'm suggesting this. Of course it's going to be the hardest one. Battler needs to make it so that Erika is, you know, she's a threatening opponent. He needs to make it so that she is put at as much of a disadvantage as possible. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, seeing how Kanon's relations to Jessica change here. The boat carrying the relatives docked at the harbour. Yeah, they left the boat one by one, making fun of... making fun of Battler, that's ironic. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, Gorda wasn't the only one to greet them. That's different. Wow, Kanon was there too. Oh, good for him. It has been quite some time, everyone. Allow me to welcome you to Genjima. I hope that your long journey went smoothly. Welcome to Genjima. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's actually really quite pleasant. Yeah, I do find it really ironic that obviously Gorda is trying to make it so that he has the biggest presence and the most significant, because obviously he wants to win the approval of everybody. Yeah, Gorda complimented Kanon in a whisper. Damn, Kanon ignored this, looking just a little sour, and continued to greet the incoming relatives. Tactical relative incoming! No, definitely, yeah. This is your first time meeting Gorda-san and Kanon-kun, isn't it, Batora-kun? Oh, no, I suppose so. Yeah, that is going to be interesting to see if their relationship potentially changes. Yeah, I don't really see why it would be, but just different circumstances they have when greeting each other. Kanon's probably going to have a better starting impression to Battler. This is your first time meeting Gorda-san and Kanon-kun, isn't it, Batora? Kun. Well, first time that she remembers. It's my first time meeting Batora too. God, she really is quite excited. Yeah, seriously, yeah, Gorda-san's a great chef. That is fair enough. I don't even deny that I can't fully see why Rudolph would say that. Yeah, it's the only reason anyone would ever want to come to this island. I'm most honoured. Yeah, Batora-sama, I do hope that you look forward to your meals during your stay. Can't wait. I'm counting on you. Long time no see, Kanon-kun. Oh, there's somebody Kanon doesn't have much respect for. You seem to be in high spirits today. That's great. Oh. To be fair, I mean, obviously, I get the impression that Kanon is really quite surprised, but I'm sorry, if somebody who is a member of a family greets you and you are a servant, this is something that is really not disciplined, if you ask me. Like, they're abandoning a greeting. They really shouldn't be doing that. But at the same time, he's surprised, obviously. He can't help it. You think so? Yeah, that is nice. Oh yes, your face is looking brighter today. Maybe it's your complexion, or maybe it's that your gaze looks a bit more gallant. Yeah, the latter. It must be a growing phase. That is fair, yeah, that's how a boy becomes a man. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, go and hold back on the insults. You usually look as though you're about to pass out from anemia. Jesus Christ. You're a bit different today. Hideyoshi, are you gonna, like, correct her behaviour? You've got some spunk. Yeah, a boy can change a lot just in 3 days. I swear, I've seen that analogy. You know, Angie said that, what was it? You can't, you can go to, living from dying in 3 days because of, you know, Christian beliefs in reincarnation. And then, you know, we've got another analogy that, you know, covers 3 days, you know, somebody changing a lot. But that is true. Yeah, 3 days. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, you could just think October the 4th, October the 7th. That is, if anybody's alive, I think they would have been changed a lot. You've got some spunk. A boy can change a lot in just 3 days. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, I guess this means even Kanon. Even? Bruh! Even Kanon-kun's getting a little bit more manly. It's a bit harsh. Yeah, we aren't making fun of you, okay? Yeah, we're all complimenting you. Kanon had sworn to start changing the way he lived bit by bit. That's really, really nice, yeah. However, he had only meant to change within himself. Yeah, that is understandable, but isn't that horrible just to see how little he understands socially? I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, whenever you... But to be fair, I do see this. I mean, you could be changing better on the outside, but you could still have the same... Let's say you're let's say you're changing better on the inside, but at the same time you always appear to be really pissed off socially within any environment that you don't like, i.e. school. So you could be changing better as a person, but at the same time, because you look as if you're always pissed off. You look the same, but at the same time inside you're different. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience. I am not speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from experience. But at the same time, it's just general ideals that, social ideals that whenever you change and, you know, your happy emotions are reflected to others, really. I think you're a good example of this. However, he had only meant to change within himself and hadn't expected it would show on the outside. He was a bit shocked to hear that his expression had changed so much. Yeah, that people would apparently noticed as soon as he opened his mouth. That is absurd, yeah. That really shows the power of Jessica, let's be honest here. No, maybe the real surprise was that his normal expression must have looked so incredibly solemn. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, I'm just assuming that his really, really pessimistic way of life must have contrasted how he looks now so much. That maybe he's in a neutral expression, but because of the fact that he's neutral, it's, you know, it's so much better compared to the horrors of his expressions beforehand. Yeah, Guarda led the way up to the guest house. Kanon brought up the rear, having to carry some of Kuwasawa's shopping. Haha, I like that. He sounds better. Does my face really look that bright today? Yeah, it looks that way to me as well. Did something good happen? I'm sorry, I find this... Her laugh is just... I'm sorry, I'm sorry, that was probably really disrespectful. Her laugh is just so... It just sounds so stupid. I can't not laugh. I don't know why, but Kumasawa has got to be one of the people with the most annoying laughs I think I've ever heard of. Like, seriously, I don't have any... Satoko's laugh could get annoying in Higurashi, but no one really has that bad of a laugh in Ryukishi's works. Yeah, even Kumasawa was saying it. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Somebody that has known Kanon for a long, long time. Kanon, unable to see what his own face looked like, hung his head in embarrassment. Oh no, I see that, yeah, that must be, I mean, it's a good type of embarrassment, but still, I can see how that would be really quite unusual. Right, and here hell goes. Kanon, you're not going to be very happy for long. Yeah, when they reach the rose garden, they can see the others streaming into the guest house. Then he saw Jessica running towards him from the... Oh my god, yeah. Is even Milady Jessica gonna say that I'm in a good mood today? Oh yeah, yeah. Kanon hung his head even deeper. Ooh. Ooh. And so, almost as though he couldn't control himself, Kanon spoke first. Do I really look that different? Huh? Oh, isn't it really quite funny that Jessica's probably having, you know, such an awkward moment that she's probably not going to be able to say anything serious here? Well, you know. Seriously though, yeah, you aren't usually the type to come out and say hello of your own accord. Isn't it really interesting that we're seeing such a great change in Kanon here? Then again, because of the fact that his personality was so accustomed to, you know, the opposite, it's ambiguous as to whether this change is going to fully last. Episode 2 was a good change, but then obviously it just completely fell apart, so who knows if this is going to last. Yeah, well, you know, you aren't usually the type to come out and say hello of your own accord. Yeah, that's probably why everyone was so surprised. Isn't it really interesting that Battler's running this game board? Does Battler have control over what Kanon's actually doing and, you know, all of the psychology regarding all of the, and the emotional states and the events that trigger certain emotions? I wonder if he has control over all of them, because maybe this could be reflective of Battler's desire to, you know, make these people live good times, really. I don't know. Yeah, that is out of character. Huh? Oh, don't worry about that. No. To be fair, it's... I don't know, it's more Kanon's fault. Just couldn't really do anything that bad, but at the same time, it's... You can't really blame it on him that much. Blame his upbringing, not him. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm the one who's sorry for asking you to come all the way out to Nijima with me to meet him. Yeah, even though he's literally having a break with Shannon. I know how busy you must be today. God, he's really honest. Yeah, I didn't have anything in particular to do. Oh my god, you were just so dazzling. So dazzling that I couldn't bear to be with you. Yeah, that is understandable, yeah. That was just sweet. God, yeah, Jessica faltered, uncertain what Kanon was talking about. However, she realised that this was something too important to be laughed at. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Couldn't agree more. It was just Shannon. Yeah, did something happen, Kanon-kun? Shannon says, yeah. Yeah, isn't that interesting? She's gonna get married. I mean, I never really thought that Shannon and George were having marriage. Yeah, I suppose that could be like a wedding ring. Yeah, that is... God, that's absurd, yeah. So... Oh my god, yeah. God. Yeah, that really is impressive. I see. Isn't that really... isn't that just something that really adds another layer of how horrible everything's going to be after, you know, 1986 and, you know, October 4th and 5th? You know, they were going to get married. I mean, to be fair, there are going to be a lot of bad implications that are going to be added onto both George and Shannon's life, especially by people like Eva. But still... Yeah. That is interesting. So George Nissan is going to propose this time after all. Jessica thought that Kanon was sad because Shannon would be leaving, but this new mental state had caused a change in his behaviour. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And Kanon realised that Jessica was probably thinking this, so he spoke to her clearly and honestly, because he wanted her to know. I decided that... Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, I would stop working here if Nissan ever quit. Yeah, that is interesting. There's just such a small amount of things that are actually good about the job that, you know, it's only Shannon. Yeah, that is fair though. Yeah, I know. So are you gonna quit too, Kanon-kun? I'm not sure anymore. I feel that if I quit, I might lose sight again of something you revealed to me, shining like the sun. Jessica could only stare blankly, unable to understand what he was saying. Yeah, definitely. However, she did realise that he was trying to tell her something important, and so she was able to accept that his next words were neither a lie nor a joke. Proper honesty, my lady Jessica, I love you. Oh my god. Well, that was easy. Jesus Christ. God, isn't it just so happy to think that, you know, he's actually finally having a change inspired from Kanon? And it is also really quite interesting to think in episodes like episode 1 where Kanon was going to do the proposal, he probably, if he was alive afterwards, he would have entirely left the job and he would have had a future entirely to his own accord, really. I do wonder what he would do. I love you too. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so that is actually really interesting. So the thing that was revealed is her way of life in general. Yeah, and Kanon actually reflecting that way of life and living under a happy existence is something that he really needs. Yeah, you live your life like the sun, and I want to try walking that path alongside you. Yeah, I agree. No, I don't disagree. Yeah, I have a feeling that with you, I'll be able to break free from the me that I despise as furniture. Yeah, seriously, you tell him you aren't furniture, Kanon-kun. Yeah, and you weren't born just so you could become a servant. It's just inexplicably bad luck. Yes. No, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, a boy your age should be enjoying life much, much more. I'm dazzled too. Oh my god. You're so dazzling, I can hardly see. Wow. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, this is how I truly feel. I mean, to be fair, it is truly tragic about the fact that it is just horrible. There are so many layers of, you know, just cruelty in general in the way Kanon actually feels. But at the same time, I mean, even though he's hidden how he has felt for such a long time, at least he's finally able to propose now. It is interesting that, you know, when we're talking about this, it's easy to be sort of swept into the mood and just feel as if this is going to be such a long-term change. But this is the cruelty of Umineko. The change is going to last for 2 days and then they're going to be cruelly taken from each other. So when their relationship becomes the best it possibly has been, then, you know, it's just going to become something that is taken away. Yeah. I apologise for hurting you on that day and my cowardice. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, just hearing you say that makes me happy. That is nice, yeah. So, since I always want to be with you. Ooh. Oh, that is interesting. Is he going to quit his job as well? I plan to stop being furniture. Or maybe he's going to be a servant, yet human at the same time. I ask that you give me some time to do that. To be fair, the servant's wages are really high, so we could, in theory, have some sort of accommodation. Please forgive this last bit of weakness. There's nothing weak about you. You've shown me. I see that, yeah. Yeah, you've shown me that you have the incredible courage to change yourself from the way you used to be. And that is something that is absurdly difficult. Brilliant. Yeah, so I'll support you until the end, and I won't rush you until you're ready. Yeah, that is really good, because obviously if you rush somebody... Isn't it interesting to think that if you see a really good change in somebody and then you inspire them too much, the opposite effect is going to occur? Like, in some cases, not in all of them. If I'm the sun lighting your path... Yeah, fair enough. If I'm the sun lighting your path, that's because I wanted to shine more brightly than anyone else, so that you'd look only at me. That is quite nice. Isn't that just horrible? Yeah, without you, there's no way I'll become anything like a sun. Yeah, because of the fact that she is so reliant on Kanon actually being there, and it's just absurd to think how dependent Jessica is on not only love, but secondly on Kanon himself. Yet how little potential her relationship has actually had because of how messed up everything's been. Yeah, without you, there's no way I'll become anything like a sun. So I'll wait. That's nice. No matter how long it takes. Oh yeah, this beautiful art of the roses really reflects, you know, the beauty of the situation. Is there any symbolism in roses? Because I swear... Oh, that's ironic, yeah. That is actually really interesting. So in literature, roses are symbolic of, you know, love, beauty, and passion, which, ironically, this relationship all has. Yeah, roses are a very valent motif in literature. The rose's deep cultural significance is seen in various literary works, representing themes ranging from love and desire to colour, symbolism, and even political allegories. Alright. Yeah, no, I see that. Love as well as pride as well, which could also be symbolised here because Kanon is actually learning how to break out of his cycle of self-deprecation and become one that is really, you know, immersed in the good nature of himself, really. So sweet, it really is. It's sweet, but it's horrible to know how much wasted their potential their relationship has actually had. And how it's only just starting to work now. Fucking eyes. Ugh. Annoying as hell. Thank you, my lady. That is true, yeah. Milady is a bit stiff, don't you think? God, isn't it really interesting to think just this degree of, this lack of understanding in the relationship, really, and just... No, not really a lack of understanding, just how it's so characterised by formalities that they have never actually called each other by their real names. May I call you by your name? Sure. Oh yeah, fair, yeah, that would look bad if anybody else. Genji! I could not imagine him being very happy about something like that. Oh, but only when we're alone, okay? Yeah. I agree, yeah. Oh, but only when we're alone, okay? Otherwise it might make things tough for you. Kanon actually smiling. That is a wrong sight. Good point. Yeah, Nesan and Jo-sama are doing the same, it seems. That is fair, yeah. I mean, even though, obviously... No, it is interesting to think that, you know, Kanon did have this change and he was inspired by himself. I mean, he could have just listened to Shannon's words and just said nothing because of the fact that he wouldn't have, you know, been able to realise his true feelings whatsoever. But at the same time, alternatively, without Shannon, he wouldn't actually have had this change of heart. Yeah. If Shannon hadn't been about to get engaged, you wouldn't have said what you just said now, right? Kanon hung his head at a loss for words for some time. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. But it was true. Yeah, if Shannon hadn't told him about the engagement, he probably wouldn't have been having this conversation at this moment. Yeah, I agree, yeah, yes. Because of that, I was able to think long and hard. Yeah, that's good. Oh, come on. No, it's not that simple. Come on. You heard about Shannon and you wanted to see what love felt like yourself, right? Oh, shit. No, I mean, okay, that is actually understandable that he wants to feel like that, but I feel like this is just really touching the tip of the iceberg. I know I'm trying to justify the most embarrassing moment of my life, but, like, there is so much more to it than just seeing how love. It's a journey of disproving, you know, the past self that you actually were, as well as finding, you know, light in a new life. And it is just in general leaving your old self, which caused nothing but pain for you, and trying to make the most out of a life that, you know, treats you brutally, let's be honest here, and try to make something actually good out of it. And obviously once the life of brutality, as you know, in this difficult job has ended, you know, we can start a completely new time, potentially with Jessica, because they will be old enough to move out on their own soon. Seriously though, yeah, that's a pretty straight answer. Well, I want to watch those too. Fair, yeah. I was pretty jealous myself. Yeah, fair enough. In truth, it wasn't quite like that for either of them. They've been shown the courage needed to speak up and tell the one you love how you feel. Oh, that is actually really, really interesting that this kind of links. Isn't it ironic to think that there are so many things that link to Battler actually being able to discuss... No, sort of like the contract between a writer understanding the works of a... even the reader understanding the works of a writer in terms of the mystery fashion, and by that, you know, a sort of relationship of mutual trust and understanding being able to get there. Like, you know, the writer obviously wants to not really tell the book. Well, no, the reader wants to sort of tell the writer, metaphorically, obviously, that, you know, they seek understanding, and they're also willing to accept the understanding if it follows a particular format, really, and try to solve the mystery. They've been shown the courage needed to speak up and tell the one you love how you feel. That's what pushed both Kanon and Jessica forward. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. This is going to be interesting. So what should I call you? Yeah, Jessica works fine. Just saying it like that would be a bit embarrassing. Yeah, fair, then use San at least at first. Why not try it out? Come on. Isn't it weird to think that this is one of the first times Kanon has actually referred to his lover by her true name? It is just so odd. Ironic that they're near the arbor. Good, that'll do for now. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And I'd like to call you by your name, Kanon-kun. You have a real name besides Kanon, don't you? Yeah. I'll bet it has the character Kan in it like Kanon does. What could it be? My god. God, I wonder what his surname is. Yeah, my name is Yoshia. That is so surprising. This is going to be interesting. How is it written? I am seriously surprised. With Shannon, obviously, it was a name that was exactly the same. But Yoshia, that seriously surprises me. Yeah, Jessica tried tracing out various characters on the palm of her hand. Oh, right. Then Kanon used his own finger to write out the name on his hand. I'm going to do a guess. This is my guess. I mean, it could be anything. I wonder if this could work. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Right, this is my guess. I don't know if that's gonna be it, but could you imagine if that would be it? Yeah, because first character meant your, second one meant she when, you know, on Yomi reading, i.e. when read with another kanji character, and so did ya as well. I think, yeah. Shit, I need to check that. No, I think it does. Wait, am I thinking of a different thing? Wait. Let me just check. I might be thinking of something else. Oh shit, yeah, I was thinking of something else. Fuck. Don't know, just do the kanji for vegetable. I.e. the ya in yasai. Oh my god, that is such an embarrassing... Oh god. Oh, you could do the kanji for night? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it again, because... Right. This is an actual guess that it could in theory be possible. No, it could be, because this one only has one reading. Oh god, that looks so horrible. Oh shit, how was it? Is it... I think it's... Yeah, it is that, yeah. Yeah, that's my guess. Because that could, in theory, that could actually be a valid reading. Like, I'm not even joking. I wonder. That'd be so funny if that'd be, like, the actual way. This is going to be really interesting. Could you imagine if I actually get one of the characters right? Yeah, I don't think my guess was accurate. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah, you write it as Yoshia. And it is interesting. That does make sense. That makes way more sense, because obviously it uses the same kanji. That makes sense why the name is so ridiculously different in terms of phonetics. Yeah, so your Yoshia-kun surprises me so much. Yeah, that's a great name. No, I do see that. Yeah, totally better than my weird name. That's not true. Milady Jessica has a wonderful nap. Oh, say it again. Huh? Milady Jessica has... One more time. This is weird. God, I think she's probably just treasuring the experience of her being called by her actual name. Milady Jessica has a wonderful, is something wrong? Oh my god, that must be so funny. Yeah, because Kanon isn't even... It is actually really quite funny. I think you can just subtly tell how much he has eased into the relationship with Jessica, and how much, by accepting himself, he has actually been able to accept everything here. If you link this to Battler, he has been able to find the sin within his past, so as a result he has been able to accept the love and the compassion side of the mystery, and has also been able to solve it like that. No big deal. Thanks. Yoshia-kun. Isn't that interesting how similar this looks to the Golden Land? Wow. The red flowers of the Rose Garden seem to celebrate the two lovers whose feelings have finally... Yeah, the scene was watched by one not human. He gazed out quietly from beneath the Rose Garden. No, don't tell me it's Erika. Oh shit. This could be bad. Ah, right. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's interesting. I really, really wonder what's actually going to happen with Beatrice. Genuinely. Yeah. Come to think of it, those two had never called each other by their names until now. I know it is weird, yeah, Jessica had not known Kanon's true name. Neither have we. Yoshiya surprises me so much. Yeah, Kanon hadn't called Jessica by her name. Yeah. When people call each other by name, they acknowledge the worth of the other's soul. Yeah, I see that. I mean, to be fair, this is a very applied interpretation. What if, for example, you need to call somebody... Oh, no, I suppose... You could call somebody that you despise the most, you know, by their name. But at the same time, I suppose you are still acknowledging the worth of their soul because you are calling them a word that defines them, really. And that word is a representation of their soul. I don't know. That's why names are sacred. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, when you've been given permission to say someone's name, it means they've acknowledged your soul. That is interesting. But I see this here greatly. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, is that why Father wants me to call him by his name? No. That's probably... No, I don't think it is. It's probably wrong. Yeah, when Father sees me, it reminds him of that other me, the past me. I know, that's horrible, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. And I'm sure that that me called Father by name. However... yeah, maybe. I feel like this is one of the situations where you just have to try it out and then see what happens. If he likes it, do it. If he doesn't, then don't. Because at this time, I think Bateleur is in a very, very weak position because of his immense grief from Beatrice. You know, just totally being lost. I feel like something like this is worse than being lost because of the hopeless nature of the situation. However, that probably doesn't mean Father will be happy to hear me call him by his name. After all, I am me. And not the Beatrice Father knows well. Yes. What can I do to help Father? Yeah, I know. Because the thing is about Beatrice, like, you can't just become another person. Is there some sort of compromise that you can make? I do wonder, how can I be useful to him? Yeah, that's the worst though. She kind of has to. After all, that's the only reason I was born. Oh, hanging her head. Beatrice sat all alone in the gold land. This guy just said the gold land. And Beatrice sat all alone in the golden land's arbour next to the rose garden. And she was watched. This is interesting. I really, really like that we're getting multiple perspectives here. And she was watched by the Witch of Theatre going and her Miko as they sat across from each other. Agreed. Poor kid. No, that is fair, yeah. No, but the only thing is, like Featherin and Angie's analogy last time, what if that's a different person? View that person as a different person, and then you realise that, is that really the true Beatrice? Different person because of the fact that their emotions are completely different. And as if their emotions have been totally reset. I never thought that I'd see you feel compassion for Beato. Fair. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It would be too cruel to call this Beato and the former Beato the same person. Fair. They're completely different people. It may be that, by the rules, this Beato is the Beato. Yeah, however, saying that would be horribly unfair to her. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, Bateleur must be very depressed to have things end up this way after reviving his former rival. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more, yeah. I sort of get on Yi-chan's despair. Yeah, same. But I can understand how this kid feels too. Yeah. And having pressure to do that is simply cruel. Yeah, no person can become a replacement for another. Yeah, that is interesting, yeah. Not even a past version of that same person. Yeah, because the fact is, if you have a past version of, let's say, yourself, you're going to have exactly the same things happen in that person's life so that this person can become the same. And even so, if you have an exactly the same version, how do you know that, I don't know, let's say, for example, let's say you decide something on a whim. Like, what if the whim's different? What if you go for one outcome, one version of yourself goes for one outcome, and then the other goes for the other outcome? But at the same time, I suppose that would be characterised by how you think. Your environment is just totally the thing that influences you in situations like these, I suppose. So, in theory, for her to actually become the exact same as Beatrice, she would have to go through exactly the same things that Beatrice has gone through. I don't think she's going to become so much of a person who's just masquerading as somebody else that she's going to be able to fully adapt her personality so that, you know, she doesn't even know that she was who she was initially. I don't think so. You're never going to be able to get her memories either. No, I agree, yeah. Compared to the young boy and girl who had found new versions of themselves by calling each other their true names. Oh, that is actually really, really interesting. This witch looked very feeble. No, I do can't. Let me just sort of try to find meaning in the comparison. Yeah, that is actually really quite interesting that these people have found new versions of themselves and they found, you know, the versions that have so much potential to be with each other because of the fact that they've been able to acknowledge their souls from calling them by each other's names. But I suppose with... Yeah, but the thing is, I suppose the witch is never going to be able to be acknowledged by somebody else because the only Beatrice that is acknowledged is the person she once was. The witch knew that she was an illusion created in the image of the person she once was. Yeah, definitely, yeah. And she also knew that it would only hurt Bastila if she were to try and pretend to be that person. Yeah. I know, it really, really is kind. Yeah, and despite all of that, this Beatrice wants to be useful to Bastila. Oh, I see that, how admirable. Well, to be fair, Bastila is the family head, and Beatrice's intent in the game board is to become furniture to the person in the head position, so don't take it out of context. But, yeah, so I wonder if outside the game board, you could also think of it as the same, in the same way, really. Is that the purpose for the witch known as Beatrice? That is what she claims. Yeah, she says that she was service to be created. She said that she was created to be of service to Bastila. So, a Beatrice who was born for Oni-chan's sake eventually commits a serial murder. And drags Oni-chan into a bizarre game that she calls Eternal Torture. I don't get it. Yeah. I believe you also understand that one can become a different person over 1,000 years. At the very least, Beatrice was once a pure creature who was born for Bastila's sake. It was also very clear that in her current feeble state, she doesn't possess any of the courage or motivation needed to bring about such fearsome serial murders. That means the sinister witch we all know must have changed during the 1,000 years since her birth. Oh yeah. We keep getting this 1,000 years business.
長い月日を示す別称として使われてる気がするわ。
But I get the feeling that those words are just a metaphor for a really long time in the world of witches. Yeah, to be fair, how do you actually count the time and how do you count birthdays?
神の世界に近づけば近づくほどに、
Yeah,
時
that
間
is
の
fair,
概
yeah.
念は曖昧になる。
As you get closer to the world of gods, the concept of time becomes increasingly
6
vague.
年も1000年となるし、1000年がほんの一眠りにもなる。
That is weird. 6 years can become 1,000, and 1,000 years can be nothing more than a quick... Jesus
ほんの2
Christ.
週間の月日でさえも、100年の魔女を名乗るにふさわしい永遠となり得るのだ。
One can fit an eternity long enough to be deserving of the title 100-year-old witch in a mere 2 weeks. That is interesting. In other words, the pure Berto transformed into the pure Berto, into the cruel Berto during 6 years that could be called 1,000. That is really interesting. So does that mean that something bad happened during those 6 years that made her hate Oni-chan?
納得いかないわ。
That is really interesting though. That doesn't make sense.
その6年間、お兄ちゃんは六軒島は愚か、後ろ宮家の席から抜けてさえいるのか。
Could it potentially be because of that? Oh my god, this is really interesting. That does actually make sense though, because think about, let's just say you're a witch. Like, firstly, how are you going to lose? How are you going to have track of the dates? How are you going to have track of... Well, I suppose the thing is about, you know, a lot of the meta world stuff. Like, how are you going to have a track of human time? And how is time going to progress the same as human time? Like, for example, I don't know, 1 second in the meta world, maybe 10 years in the human world. Who the fuck knows? Like, well, I mean, obviously it's not something that ridiculous, but maybe 1 second is, I don't know, a minute in the human world, something like that. I don't know. But it is really interesting to think that, you know, because of the fact that time is such an abstract concept, all of these things are metaphorical. But it does make sense, because look at, oh god. Well, oh, I should probably read this. I haven't read it yet. Actually, no, I think I'll read that in a bit. But, yeah, what I do find it really interesting is, like, you know, you're 2,000, I think. You're 1,000, you're 1,000. You're 1,000. You're 408, obviously. Very, very thought out number right there. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. During those 6 years, Oni-chan not only stayed away from Rokkenjima, he even stopped using the Ushinomiya name.
その変化にお兄ちゃんは何の関係もない。
No, but the only thing is, this is the thing that I really don't understand. He could potentially, if anything, I feel like whatever happened, people die because of Battler's sins. It is really interesting to think that Beatrice was a person that could have potentially had a pure soul beforehand, but in those 6 years, she has changed to somebody who has had some sort of really ridiculously sadistic desire. And it is interesting when you look at episode 2 and you see Beatrice's absurd amount of rage when actually killing Shannon and George for love-related things. That then gives you the impression that it could be some... Oh my god, wait, hang on a sec. Could you imagine if this is actually done? You know the whole mystery-related understanding that Battler actually requires to have, in order to solve a mystery? Maybe it was Beatrice having some sort of, reaching out to Battler, but Battler totally failing, and as a result, Beatrice just becoming really mad because of the fact that... Well, I don't really know, but, yeah, that is interesting. To be fair, whoever Beatrice is, she's lived an absurdly long life. I don't think that's deniable. But at the same time, I mean, she's probably only been on Rokkenjima for, what? She's been on Rokkenjima for years, though. In 1967, she was in Kuwadorian, and she died in Kuwadorian. So she looked around 20, so she was probably there since 1947. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Now, how old was Beatrice in Kuwadorian? I wonder. But no, I feel like I'm onto something. I don't know. We need more information, I feel. Then again, that is, as we've seen a lot of times here, just an excuse to stop thinking. We shouldn't stop thinking. Did he? Yeah, her hatred has got to be totally misguided. Even if it is misguided, he still caused it, potentially. In Reddit was said, interesting that she hasn't actually said anything whatsoever and she's deliberately hiding whatever this is from Angie. Yeah, this is going to be quite something. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh, so this is where you were. Ah, yeah, so I'll make you some black tea. Oh, that actually kind of surprises me that we're seeing Beatrice. I thought we were going to see Basalo. Kumazawa-san. There's something I'd like to know. Very well, what is it? My name is Beatrice. Isn't it? Well, Beatrice is a title. But to be fair, that is actually a really, really good question. Strip her... Oh my god, no. Strip her of the title Beatrice. Oh, please don't take that out of context. Remove her title Beatrice. Where do you go up to? Yeah, yes, that is correct. Yeah, but she is not Beatrice because she doesn't have any knowledge in magic and she doesn't have the title of the Endless Witch. So who is she? Yes, that's correct. You are Beatrice, my lady. No, I don't agree. Yeah, definitely, yeah. However, the Beatrice that father talks about isn't me. Well... Exactly, yeah. I think father wanted me to be that person. I think that might be why. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's the most horrible thing. Yeah, he was disappointed because no matter how much I look like her, I am a different person. I mean, Kumasawa is trying to be really nice, but I think that is true. Yeah, you are you, Beatrice-sama herself. You have merely lost your memory of the past after being newly reborn. Even without your memory, you are still Beatrice-sama. You are the same person whom the master loves. So then... Yeah, that's the thing, you can't. I'm gonna regain his memory. That is... I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, that's brutal. Beato looked at Kumasawa with hopeful eyes, as though praying that she would tell her the way. Kumasawa averted her gaze unhelpfully, as though trying to say that she'd like to. Yeah, definitely, if only such a way existed. It's horrible, this rejection. Beatrice has done nothing to deserve it, but it's just crappy luck that she has got it, really. And likewise, Basila doesn't deserve to be in a place that has been that causes rejection. If I can't regain those memories... Oh, this is going to be really interesting. If I can't regain those memories, can you at least tell me what kind of person the Beatrice father loved was? That much I can't tell you, but... That is really interesting. You can just so see that even though she has no knowledge of magic whatsoever, you know, she can still use the red. I think that just really shows the remnants of Beatrice that actually remain in her. I was born for father's sake. So I want to become the Golden Witch Beatrice that father desires?
Beatrice 様。
私に魔法は使えません。
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. I cannot use magic.
でもお父様の望む魔女が使えるならそれを学びましょう。
However, if the witch father desires could use it, then I will learn.
お父様の望む魔女になります。
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, I want to become the witch he desires.
それがお父様に産んでもらったことへの私が示せる唯一のご恩返しです。
That's the only way I can repay father for creating me.
けなげじゃない。
No, I don't disagree. Yeah, that's admirable. Completely, not only completely accepting of your circumstances, but, you know, as you can see, really, really passionate about inspiring, you know, Basila to actually be happy. And completely looking at other people before herself. Is this what Beatrice did beforehand, before all of the cruelty took over? That's admirable.
1000年を間違えなきゃ最高にいい子だわ。
No, seriously, yeah, without the thousand years gone wrong, she really is an incredible kid.
魔女のヒナ、なかなか面白きかな。
Yeah, chick of a witch. Very interesting.
気に入ったぞ、エンジェ。
I've taken a liking to her, Angie.
そのヒナの娘に我が諸子を許すがいい。
Oh, that's interesting. I shall allow this chick to make use of my library.
魔女の世界へ帰る扉を開いてやるがよかろうぞ。
That's really interesting. Oh my god, what's actually going to happen if she's... So, Featherin likes her, so she's going to let her use her library. What's going to be the significance of that, though? Is she going to be able to learn magic from grimoires or something like that? And it'll just open the door that leads back to the world of witches.
彼女自身にかつての彼女の物語を朗読させようというわけね。
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. No, but the only thing is, isn't it interesting to think that Beatrice is going to have such a, you know, she's, I suppose you could think at the moment she's a pure soul, and then, you know, she's just going to really dirty her soul just learning about the atrocities Beatrice has committed. And isn't it just interesting that she has made this resolution to totally change so that Basila's desires can be met? But at the same time, like, if she actually wants to change, then she is going to have to become such a horrible, horrible person who murders people on sight. So you're going to make her read aloud the stories about her previous self?
なるほど。私も知りたいわ。
Yes, I want to know too.
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェを作る物語。
Yeah, that is going to be really quite interesting. The creation story of the Golden Witch, Beatrice.
いいでしょう。あなたが望むならば。
Very well.
扉を再び
If
開
you
きましょう。
wish it, then let us open the door once more. Ooh,
熊沢
that's actually really quite interesting. So I do wonder where the door they're going to open is. Is it the door to Featherin's library? Kumasawa.
さん。
So... This is going to be really quite something. So, a golden splash welled up around them. Yeah, it was a cloud of gold butterflies. That is weird. Where are they going? Ah, that's really interesting. I genuinely don't understand what the hell is going on with Kumasawa and Wadagiria. It's not just episode 3. Do you remember how Kumasawa actually, you know, when she was with the Seven Snakes of Purgatory, she had somehow used magic to make it so that Wadagiria had appeared and she had disappeared? I really, really don't understand what that is. Is Kumasawa Wadagiria's form in the game board? So no, that can't be right. I don't know though, that makes no sense because obviously how if that's the case, how can Kumasawa and Warigiria exist simultaneously in the game board? I don't know, that is weird. With a flash of gold, the form of the old lady transformed into that of a witch in a dress. You must choose the path that you are to walk down. Yeah, definitely. Let's call it a path for roses. The beautifully blooming roses might encourage you, and their thorns might demean you. Yeah, because obviously what may encourage you, that's just indicative of whatever's going to encourage you. You can either be put off with it, or you can go there and then you can be encouraged by it, but at the same time it's going to be a hard journey. Fair, yeah, but even so, it is a path that you've walked down before. You may pass through the same 1,000 years. You may pass through a different 1,000 years. Yeah, that is interesting. If you wish, you may even return back the way you came. I'll move on forward. Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, I don't want to spend 1,000 years in this garden drinking. No, God, no. I, Beatrice, was born for father's sake. Yeah, no, I do see that, yeah. That is going to be really interesting to think what Batoru is going to think to this, and how she's going to eventually change by the end of the chapter. I want to live for father's sake. Please tell me about the Golden Witch. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. The Great Witch spread her arms, communicating the others' unbending determination to the brilliant heaven. No, I see that, yeah. She does have unbending determination. At that moment, a brilliant light covered the two of them. And before they knew it, they were in a strange study. Is this Featherin's library, or is it Kinzo's study, or what? I feel like it's going to be a new location. It's purple. Ah, right. Here. Oh, that is actually really interesting. So Beatrice is going to see these people. Yeah, there sat the master of this library, the great old witch and her Miko. Warigiria gave a deep and elegant bow. It is the greatest of honors to be in your presence. Damn. It is of the greatest honours to be in your presence, Lady Featheron Augustus Aurora, the majestic witch of theatre going drama and spectators. Isn't it really interesting to think that, you know, she is just so absurdly respectful in her greeting? Shows her immense presence. My God, raise your head, child of mine. That is going to be interesting. Yeah, raise your head, child of man. I shall give that child the privilege of using my library however she likes for a time. And you, my Miko. Oh, that is going to be interesting. My Miko, you will see to her needs. Sure, as you wish, my master. You know, you could just say, let me read your story. Miko of the Witch of Theatre going. Yeah, I leave Beatrice in your... That is interesting. Please. Oh, she's so sweet. Yeah, pleased to meet you. Yeah, Angie's got to be nice to Beatrice. The Beatrice you're trying to become was suffering from something in her own way. Yeah, no, I do see that. No, but isn't it interesting to think that, you know, Beatrice, by having to become by feeling a sense of obligation to actually become the Beatrice she was beforehand, is going to mean that, you know, all of the suffering that she had and that she doesn't have now, she's going to have to, you know, induce on herself to fully, you know, achieve this goal. The Beatrice you're trying to become was suffering from something in her own way. At the very least, you've been released from that for the time being. No, I do see that, yeah. Will you really go on a journey to regain those shackles? Yes. God.
黄金の魔女になりたいんです。
I want to become the Golden Witch.
それが私の生まれてきた理由です。
Isn't it just really interesting that in Umineko there are so many people who sacrifice everything for a goal that they truly desire? Yeah, that is the reason I was born.
彼女の煉獄を巡る旅が快適であるよ。
My god. I, the endless and finite witch, Publius Warigiria Mado. What is Publius a reference to? That's actually really interesting. So it has Latin origins and is believed to have been derived from a Roman given name that could be translated to public. A hero who saved Rome, or common. It is thought to derive from the same root as populus and publicus, meaning the people or of the people. That is interesting. Yeah, so it's just kind of indicative of the fact that Warigiria is a hero because of the fact that if you actually look at the context of Umineko and then you look at you know, the the Divine Comedy of Dante, then you'll realise Virgilius is the person who guides Dante towards purgatory. And it is really, really interesting to think that you know, as being the guide and being the person who constantly helped Dante when, you know, he was in the times of complete trouble. If you look at it in this analogy, I suppose he could kind of be a hero because of how many people she has changed for the positive with her guidance. I, the endless and finite witch of Publius Warigiria Mado. What does Mado mean? Oh, I wish it kind of pisses me off there's no language option here. There was in the other 07th mod. Yeah, you can't really do it. Let's see if there's any kanji in the... What does a model mean? Model quite literally means myself. In Japanese, apparently. Weird.
無限と有限の魔女プブリウス・ワルギリア・マロの名において要請します。
Ask that you make her journey through purgatory a pleasant one. Yeah, it is interesting that granting her your protection. Yeah, that's interesting because you have a total. So I haven't really looked into the story much, but if you link that to, you know, the Dante's Divine Comedy story, then you feel as if, you know, you are making a journey through the mountains of. No, but that is really interesting when you think about it because, you know, you have to go through hell to actually get to heaven and then, you know, get to paradise in the end of it. But at the same time, to be able to go through hell, it's going to be a really, really hard journey, and she needs a guide, really. And by becoming Beatrice, I suppose it's going to be really quite hellish and really, really difficult to become. You know, the Endless Witch. I'm just genuinely so surprised about Warigiria's full title. Huh? Oh,
感激の魔女の巫女にして無限の魔女半言の魔女見習い
Let it be known that as the Miko of the Witch of Theatre going and as the Endless Witch and Apprentice of Resurrection, Witch of Resurrection.
了承する者なりやと立てまつったり踏んだり蹴ったり
I love that, yeah. I, Auntie Beatrice, do humbly accede to your request or whatever. I find it really quite funny that she is just so not taking the greeting seriously. But at the same time, I mean, she is kind of doing it seriously. But at the same time, she's just really taking it as an obvious inconvenience. Feather and snorted. Yeah, fair. So...
Beatrice という名を
Oh, yeah. Now, There's the question. Beatrice is a title. Yeah, so you also bear the name of Beatrice.
ええ、
That's right.
あなたのことはよく知ってるわ。
Yeah, I know a lot about you.
教えてください。
Please teach me.
私がどんな私だったのか。
This is going to be really interesting to see what her reaction is. Yeah, what kind of person was I? And how everything is going to progress. Sure.
だから教えて。
And I want you to teach me.
あなたがどうしてあなたになったのか。
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, why did you become the person? Yeah, what did Basilar do? I feel like you've got to link it to the mystery novel
これまでのそ
understanding.
なたのゲームの物語のかけらがすべて書物として収められている。
In this library, the fragments showing the tales of all of your games up until now are stored as books.
それを読むことで、そなたはこれまで何があったかのすべてを知ることができるだろう。
It is really interesting to think that when you read stories, a lot of people do say what you actually read has a part of influence on your identity. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that Beatrice is quite literally reading all of these stories to be able to get a reimagination of her previous identity? By reading them, you should be able to learn everything that has happened before now.
それを読めば、私は黄金の魔女になれますか？
Well, I think it's a bit... If it's that simple, then Jesus Christ, why isn't everyone in Planet Earth a Golden Witch? Well, to be fair, nobody gets the opportunity to read works by Featherin Augustus Aurora. Yeah, by reading them, can I become a Golden Witch?
黄金の魔女を継承するには、黄金の碑文を解かねばならぬ。
Yeah, to become a Golden Witch, one must solve the epitaph of the gold.
そしてその試練は、たとえベアトリーチェ本人だとしても、免れることは許されぬ。
That is interesting, and this trial cannot be skipped, not even by Beatrice herself.
頑張ります。
I'll do my
です
best.
から、私に書庫の本を読ませてください。
So please, let me read the books in this library.
本当にけなげだわ。
Seriously, yeah, as admirable as
わ
ever.
ざわざあんなのに、なんで戻りたがるんだか。
No, but I do see that, but at the same time, this is the thing. She has such a feeling of, conscientious understanding and, desire to make Basilar's situation better that she will do something like this. Yes, admirable as ever. Why are you so set on ending up like that again?
その私がどんな自分だかは知りません。
Yeah. I do not know what I was like then.
でも、その自分がお父様のお役に立てるなら、
However, if that me can be of use to father,
私はそれになりたいです。
yeah, I want to become... Isn't it really interesting that she is just entirely abandoning herself because of the fact that she is so dedicated to her purpose that, it's just as if it doesn't matter how much of a atrocious person Beatrice was in terms of the acts she committed. She still wants to become Beatrice because of the fact that, it will be of use to Basilar. Yeah, Angie sighed resignedly. No words would stop this girl to... yes, seriously, I couldn't agree more, yeah. Angie was the Miko of the Witch of Theatre going. Yeah, isn't that really interesting? Yeah, you should not judge or you should not change the events of the stage. You should just watch. Yeah, she could do nothing but watch over the stage. That's right. They weren't actually interfering with the play. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Yeah, that is going to be so cool. Imagine if we were actually going to be able to see Beatrice's past today. This is just a bit of directing to shine the spotlight onto the tale of Beatrice's past. Even this was nothing more than the Witch of Theatre going watching a play. Yeah, that is
読めば
interesting.
そなたはかつてのベアトリーチェがどのような人物だったかを知るだろう。
If you read, you will learn what kind of a person the old Beatrice
し
was.
かし、そこから何を得られるかはそなたが決めるがよい。
However, you must decide what you will take from that experience. Yeah.
書庫にとどまるも自由、立ち去るも自由、再び戻ることさえも自由だ。
You are free to stay in this library, or leave it, or even return to it again
そ
later.
の対価として、私はそなたを感激する。
Isn't it really quite interesting that we have a real sort of conflict on the moments of boredom here? So we have all of the other witches like Lambda, Burn, don't even get me started by how cruel they are, where we have Featherin. This is only one aspect of her personality. I can't trust her because of how high up she is in terms of her rank. I can't. But at the same time, like, what we've learnt about her, you know, she's surprisingly a really, really quite nice person, because what she does with her boredom, she doesn't use it to inflict suffering on everybody. She just uses it to influence events of people and watch how it will come out. But at the same time, what I just said could actually lead to a lot of suffering. But at the same time, she is the person who is merely the spectator. She doesn't encourage it. It's all if all of the changes happen if the person who is affected by the change actually wants them to occur. However, you must decide, if you read, you will learn what kind of a person the old Beatrice was. However, you must decide what you will take from that experience. You are free to stay in this library or leave it, or even return to it again later. In exchange, I will watch your play. Yeah. You'll watch my play. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Basically, it means you can do whatever you want. Oh, I feel bad she's not been able to remember her name. Oh. Thank you very much. Oh my god, she likes it when you call her Featherin. Thank you very much, Featherin-sama. After being welcomed by Featherin, Bertha left on a journey to discover herself. Oh my god, so we're going to see Featherin's library right now. This is going to be really quite interesting. That tale connected the old tale with the new one. It wove them together. Yeah, that is really interesting, because now the new tale is actually going to be viewed. Sorry, the person in the new tale was going to view the person in the old tale, and it is going to be as if they are merged together. I see that. The 1,000-year-old tale about her returned to its starting point, becoming a snake eating its own. Yeah, that is interesting. Oh my god, so are we actually going to see anything about young Beatrice? Ooh. Interesting. The ring of that snake. Oh, so this snake is actually... Oh my god, so... Yeah. The ring of that snake began slowly, bit by bit, to turn into the shape of a small island floating on the sea. Yeah, Dokenjima, yeah, and that was a Dokenjima. The 1,000 years of the witch had... Oh, yeah, of the witch born on this island were tied to the island. Was it 1,000 years or just... No, I see that, yeah. Or did this tale start even further back into the past? Beatrice went out on a journey to find herself. Looks like we're in some sort of thundery part. Oh my god. Wow, it definitely looks like we're in some sort of, you know, part where a twilight could be influencing. Are we going to look at anything regarding the magical mirror, by the way? The wind had been strengthening since a while back. The breaking waves are growing fierce. The ferry boats probably wouldn't be coming for a while. No, definitely not. No! I can't really tell if this is what Beatrice is viewing, or maybe if this is everything regarding the, you know, the mansion people. The crashing thunder told me that the island had been sealed off from the outside. Yeah. A thick rain poured down, mocking the fools outdoors who had to rush pathetically to find shelter. No longer would anyone be able to leave this island. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this isn't what Beatrice is looking at, I'd assume. Able to leave this island. And no longer would anyone be able to reach this island. Yep. No one, unless blessed with a miracle. Yeah, ironic that, yeah. Somebody called Furudo Erika. There was another flash of lightning. The retinas of all who saw it were filled with white. Jesus Christ, that's been bright. That was not what I was expecting. Why are we hitting... Why are we hearing Patchwork Chimera? I mean, obviously, I know because it being Erika and it being a real sign of an evil presence. But still, it's just not something I was expecting whatsoever. Oh my god. Getting my fucking jam mood on. Holy shit. Turning the music up. As that white faded away. Yeah, an eerie shadow pulled itself up amidst the raging waters of the beach. As I suddenly remembering to do so, it coughed. Isn't that ironic? It coughed violently several times, filthily spitting out the seawater that had filled its stomach. She then tore apart the touch fastener of her life jacket and threw down the reason she had been able to float here without so much as a thank you. Isn't it just really, really interesting that she so knows what she is going to do? No matter what happens after her presence has disappeared, you know, someone's life is going to be ruined because of her intellect. Yeah, no hiding it. Jesus Christ, I mean, I get the fact that... Isn't it just really quite funny how ridiculously good this detective is at acting? Oh yes, somebody's really, really distressed by loads of water that has actually got in their lungs. She is, I mean, okay, to be fair, she is actually trying. But at the same time, it's just hilarious how she is so thrilled that her act just instantly comes down. Yeah. Welcome in by a storm, same as always, very good. Yeah. Yes, come and entertain me, Battle-san. Oh, yeah, that foreshadows a lot. Oh, for fuck's sake. I wanted to listen to more of Patchwork Chimera. Bruh. I love that track so, so much. Oh, don't end. Come on. Be delayed by the clock. Be delayed by the clock. Oh, fuck you. Oh, damn it. I hate you so much, you arsehole. Time to say a billion insults to Umineko because it didn't let me hear Patchwork Chimera. Yeah, isn't that so interesting? Yeah. News of the drifter, Fururo Erika, quickly spread across the Dokkenjima. Erika had been welcomed in politely, and it was decided that she would be treated as a guest until the typhoon passed. Yeah, wow, I don't really think things are going to be very similar when everything is over. In the dining hall, Gordar's wonderful dinner had ended, and everyone was relaxing and enjoying some after-dinner coffee and cheese. Coffee and cheese? Ugh. Apparently, Basila was a bit relieved that Erika had come and turned into a good scapegoat. It drove away some of the attention that he'd been getting piled on him for finally coming back after... Yeah, that is understandable, yeah. In fact, she turned out to be very talkative. Isn't it just hilarious how ironic and fake her personality is? You know, just always making it so that you are the perfect person. Yeah, in fact, she turned out to be very talkative. Oh yeah, fair. When the conversation turned to a sophisticated discussion of the mystery genre, even the adults were drawn it. Fair, yeah. She was apparently so well versed that even Nanjo, who had a vast knowledge of the subject, was impressed. God, yeah, that is impressive. Good point. A strange family in a western mansion on an isolated island during a storm. Now that we've got a detective stopping by to take shelter from the rain, we've got all the major factors. Like, the irony is never lost. Have no fear. Yeah, you're all gonna die, but have no fear. Yeah, even though you literally got the culprit wrong and you twisted it so that somebody could suffer last time. Have no fear, no matter how difficult the crime, I will solve it. Yeah, that's a detective's job. How reassuring. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it almost sounds as though you want a bizarre crime to occur. Well, yeah, let's hope you don't also have to play the part of the perpetrator. I hope you don't have to play the part of the victim. Fair. Dear, you mustn't say such things. Well, the history of the human mystery genre is only about a century old. Its tricks and ideas are limited to a few recycled patterns, so there's nothing left to show. No matter what kind of impossible crimes or close-room murders might occur. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it would be nothing more than one of those same classes of tricks dressed up to look like something new. Yeah, exactly. Look at any Umineko murder. I wonder if she's going to say something like, you know, Blemon Hachijo did. I remember Itoik Koro more than Hachijo. I'm not even joking. The only reason mysteries still make for popular books today is because of self-proclaimed fans. Those who work off piece together knowledge and who have hardly read any of the classics. Mistakenly think that a classic trick they didn't know about through lack of a proper study is actually something new and surprising. That's hilarious. Yeah, anybody couldn't help but gape at this imposing claim. Oh god, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, isn't it just interesting? She has said such a slanderous comment, you know, in such a casual manner. It's hilarious. Yeah, so if an age critic had said it, that would have been one thing. Yeah, seriously, yes. But to think a young person like this could say it so boldly. Mystery is a genre that ended half a century ago. At least as far as I'm concerned. God, however, thanks to countless ignorant fools, I get to play my part as a detective. trying so hard to hide her excitement.
それを言ったら
But that argument...
恋愛なんてシェイクスピアの時代に完成されてて以後は読む価値もないってことになるぜ。
I do see that, yeah. But that argument, wouldn't it mean that romance was perfected back in Shakespeare's time? So everything after that isn't worth reading?
そうですね。
Exactly!
ロミオとジュリエットさえ読んどけば恋愛なんてもう理解できたも同然ってことじゃないんですか？
No way. So if you just read Romeo and Juliet, it's the same as having understood all of romance.
そんなわけねえさ。
I really do find it interesting. If you link this to the Umineko mysteries, I suppose you could say that if you understand one of them, you understand all of them. Because if you have a theory of the culprit that makes sense for every single act that they've done, you will be able to get it. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I see, yeah.
本は読んだ数を競うものでもねえが。
It's not like there's any need to read more books than everyone else just for its own sake.
さりとて。これで十分だと言われるもんでもねえ。
No, but on the other hand, you can't be so satisfied with just a few stories like that.
過去の古典の話ばかりで新書を読まねえのはいわゆる悪しき解放主義じゃねえのか。
Sticking to the classics of the past and never reading anything new is a sign of excessive nostalgia, don't you think?
それこそ読書をサボる年寄りどもの言い訳だと思うぜ。
That sounds to me like the excuse of an old person who can't be bothered to read more.
そうですね。
I see.
私もバトラさん程度には本を読まないと言いまかされちゃいそうです。
Oh, I guess I'll need to read as much as you, or else I'll probably lose in an argument.
俺
Me?
本なんか読まねえし。
Oh no, I can't believe Eddie Carr's actually taken that card. I don't read books. Yeah, to be fair though Battler has actually read a few mystery novels, but at the same time he doesn't really read books as his main thing. Eddie Carr's probably read a ton of them, but I do find it really interesting that, you know, does Battler really have a valid say in this argument if he hasn't actually read many books himself? But I do kind of see what Eddie Carr's saying. It's just as if with a lot of romance things... No, this is what I don't get though. I think she's thinking that because of the fact that the tricks in romance are only original in classic works and they're just reused by people... That's just such a naive and, if you ask me, such a unadventurous way of doing it. Because even those same tricks may actually be used, you know, they're going to be used in different fashions. Like, let's say, for example, in... I don't know. I don't really want to say something that will piss people off. Well, I mean, I suppose if you get any Yukishi story about love, like, love's a thing that has been written about loads, and I'm sure there are. But the only thing is, the thing that makes you want to read the story, it's maybe if you don't like love, it could be to see the writer's interpretation of it and how it differs from other ones, and to see, obviously, how the story progresses, really. Like, I personally would read a story just for the story and the content rather than the actual theme. I don't really care about the theme, I just care about what's actually in the story, whether it's actually good and it deserves my interest, really. Like, even if the plot has been done 1,000 times by others, if the story is presented in a good manner, I don't care. I like that. She's such a sassy bitch, though. Oh my god. yeah, definitely, yeah. Isn't it funny that, yeah, Battler chuckled, but Erika knew from the previous game that Battler was actually quite an avid reader. Yeah, it is interesting, so his words felt more like a challenge. If you're so confident in your reasoning abilities, you must be really good at quizzes and puzzles, right? Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. Alright, Maria, didn't you bring a quiz book or something? Brought it. Realising that Erika's arrogant statement had been made had made the atmosphere a little more intense. Yeah, good one. Yeah, George smoothly changed the subject. Oh, no way. But now, it was more than clear that she wasn't the cute guest she had appeared to be. This facade is being dealt with a lot worse by Erika in this one than the previous one. Maria pulled a book out of her bag that had quizzes and puzzles written on it and started reading them to everyone. It looked like it might turn into a peaceful quiz, but don't tell me she's the one that's got them before everyone else. Yeah, but of course that isn't what happened. As a credit to all of her big talk, Erika managed an impressive ratio of correct and immediate... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, fair enough. She took completely... Yeah, that must be a real show about... Oh, yeah. And her bragging began to escalate more and more. Fair enough. Yeah, George slightly regretted the choice he'd made when changing the subject. I see that, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get somebody with as much pride... If she exerts her pride onto others in an unpleasant manner, then you do not want them to have an opportunity to do so, I suppose. Jesus fucking Christ, 106 matches. Yeah, oh my god, Erika's just one of those people that plays sports who's really, really good at them and just constantly brags, you know, to the people who are really inferior. Fuck you. 106 matches. No need to even write a tournament chart for it. Oh my god, I know, yeah. The question was, how many matches would you need for a tournament with 107 teams? Ah, right, yeah, it was answered instantly by Erika. This is less of a puzzle than it is a test of knowledge. There's a formula which shows that the number of matches is always the number of teams minus 1. So this is basically telling us that what riddle... Oh, that is really interesting. So riddles may seem as if they are riddles, but at the same time... So the thing is, in Umineko, now that we're in the mystery side, we've always got to interpret things through another lens. So you've basically got to think, like, this is appearing to be a riddle, but at the same time it's something that you can solve with some sort of formulaic method. Could that apply to the murders? That's basically what I'm thinking here. Well, if you just looked at the examples showing 3 matches for 4 teams and 7 matches for 8 teams, it should be easy to figure out the pattern. Erika, that's awesome. Erika, One-chan, right? Oh, yeah, say it. Really impressive. No, I see that, yeah. So you don't call yourself a detective for nothing. Yeah, it's interesting that this is the way her, detective ability has actually been proved to everyone. I find it really quite funny that, she just totally brags about the fact that she is winning. It's just typical. Really impressive. So you don't call yourself a detective for nothing.
まあ探偵を気取るつもりならこの程
But
度
that is fair, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't very well act the part of detective if I was incapable of handling puzzles of this sort. Fair,
す
yeah.
ごいね。
Incredible.
きっと将来は本物の探偵になれると思うよ。
Oh yeah, I don't disagree, but the only thing is I don't really think she is going to be existing in the future. Let's be honest, I think firstly, well, you don't have a future because of the fact that you're a piece of Burns. I'm sure you'll be able to become a real detective in the future.
もうそ
Yeah, and I
の
don't
つもり
disagree.
ですが
Well, I'm pretty sure I am already one. Yeah, isn't that ironic? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the cousins all thought about the answers to the questions, but Eddie Carr always answered first. Whilst I thought it was a bit rude for Eddie Carr to say the answers out loud while people were still thinking. Ah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, instead of keeping them to herself. But at the same time, this is the pride a loser deserves to a winner deserves to have. But since Eddie Carr was a guest, oh yeah, she decided against measures. That's funny. In truth, Eddie Carr was perfectly aware of this when she answered the questions instantly. Yeah, funny that. Yeah, each time she would grin broadly, as though saying, "You all still haven't solved such an easy Yeah, totally arrogant sod. My God. Yeah.
エリカちゃんは名探偵さんなんだからあまり本気にならなくてもいいんじゃない
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, a great detective like you shouldn't really need to take these too seriously, right? Good point.
そうですね子供向けの問題なのにムキになってしまいました
Yeah, isn't that quite ironic? Yeah, even though these are just childish questions, I was getting a bit too
気を
serious.
つけますので次の問題をお願いします
I'll take more care, so let's have the next question, please.
よーし、今度は負けねえぞ。
Oh, are you sure? Alright, I won't lose this
まあい
time.
や、次の問題を頼む。
Are you sure? Maria, next question. What is the next question?
大きなチーズが1個あります
You have... What's this? Oh, this song. You have one last piece of
それをナ
large
イ
piece of
フ
cheese.
で1回切り分けると2つになります
A single slice of a knife can split it into two parts.
では8個に切り分けるには最低何回切ればいいでしょう
Oh, right, okay. Let's draw it out. I think I have an idea. Right, okay. I've got an idea. So... Right, so you've got piece of cheese, my very realistic piece of cheese. So... Oh, a single slice can split it into two parts. Oh, that is actually tricky. Oh, I misread that. I thought, so you do a slice upon the bottom and then you... How many does that give? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you, in theory, can you do a slice that... How many does that give? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that gives 7. Shit, that's tricky. Ooh, what could you do? Let's try diagonal. Diagonal. Is there any way of getting 3 out of this? Let's just draw it a bit more straight. Is it really a diagonal slice though? How do you necessarily know whether it is? There's got to be a way you can get 3 slices with 1. I don't know. Let's just try and bisect this. So you have 4 now. I bet you can get it in 3. No, you can. What if you do this? How many slices are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck, it's 6. Damn it. Oh. You've got to do some sort of... What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again! This is actually hard! But I think it's 3. I don't know, though. Or maybe it's 4, I don't know. No, it's got to be 3. There's got to be some sort of solution I'm missing. Oh, I don't know how you could... There's got to be some way you can get 3 out of this. Ooh, what if you do this? No, that doesn't change anything. No. This maybe? How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fuck! Oh my god, I can only get 7. What if... Wait, hang on a second. I may have been... What if I just do it in an X? So that's 4, and then that's... How many is this? 2, 3, 4, Yeah, 6. Ooh, I might be onto something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got to be kidding me. Is that actually 7? Oh, I was so convinced that is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn! There's no way you... I don't know. Oh, what is the solution? It's gotta be 3. It's gotta be 3.
Oh,
I know this one. So I guess I'll stay quiet this time. What is that sprite with George? That sprite looks so crap. George, acting like the adult he was, set up a mood that would prevent people from answering right away. Oh yeah, good one, yeah, even if they knew the answer. In effect, sending a warning to any guy. Yeah, that's ironic, making the competition a little bit more fair. Not encouraging the toxicity for bragging. Yeah, it seemed that Erika understood, and she averted her gaze. Snorting derisively. God, proper loser. I'm sorry, but there's got to be a way to make 3 slices. To make 8 pieces, 4 slices would be enough, right? That's dumb. Yeah, exactly. It would hardly be a puzzle if that was the answer. It's got to be 3. Wait, hang on a second. Does it? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, no, never mind. I've got an interesting idea. Right. Look at this. This is still technically a single slice. Could you count that as a single slice? I don't know if you could. Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, that would be multiple slices. If you could do that, you could take it out of context. I don't know. I've got to keep this here because I actually want to. I want to see if I can find a solution to it. Let's just do that. That's right. These are usually set up so that a smaller number than you'd expect is the answer. Yeah. Exactly that. I've tried to investigate so many possibilities. Yeah, but still, how can it be done? Wait, did it say that the cheese is a large block? Oh. A large piece of cheese. Yeah, I was thinking the cheese could be blocky, so it could in theory be a triangular. Could you in theory have that? Yeah, so if you had a triangle, what could you do with that? Because you have... what could you... There's got to be a way to... Fuck off. Right. Ooh, this is again kind of tricky. Oh, I don't... I'm shit at solving riddles. No, so I don't think you can actually do it with anything more than 2, but then... So that's... I mean, well, no, that's the first slice. So then you could in theory do that. That's 4 though. Yeah, so I suppose... But you could you do it with 3? Oh my fucking god, piss off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, again, 7. Yeah. How could you get this into 8? Where could you go? Because you need to do it so that it encompasses points as many as possible. Yeah, 7 again. Oh wait, what about this? Ooh, I might be onto something. Could you maybe do this? Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. Shit. Wait, what about this? Did a straight slice, then could something like this work? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 again. Yeah, that's so tricky. But it fully depends on what the shape of the cheeses. What if it's a circular cheese? So you could do this, and then you could do that. How many does that give? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I give 7 again. This is the tricky thing. You always arrive at 7. That's actually so weird. Oh, I don't know. That is interesting. I do wonder what the solution actually is. Oh, got it. You can only do this because it's cheese.
そうね。
True.
バースデーケーキでこれをやったら大喧嘩になるわね。
Fair enough. Yeah, because really uneven slices. Yeah, if you tried to do it with a birthday cake, there'd be huge fights.
そうやな。
That's right.
チーズならともかくケーキを切るにはその切り方じゃあかんな。
Yeah, you might be able to do this with cheese, but you'd never be able to cut a cake like this.
みんな答え分かってんのか？
Oh, that's embarrassing. Only you know the answer.
分かんねえの俺だけかよ。
Am I the only one who doesn't?
ああ、わかったぜ。
Oh, I've got it.
なるほどね。3次元で考えなきゃダメなんだ。
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that makes way more sense now. Yeah, you've got to think three-dimensionally. Yeah, fair enough.
ジェシカまで。
Wait, even Jessica.
わかんねえ。どうすりゃいいん
Even
だ。
Jessica, I love that. Yeah, that does make sense actually. If you think three-dimensionally, then that does work. Oh my god. I thought it was just a 2D shape. Oh, that is so... Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if it could be 2. Wait, even Jessica, I don't get it. What should I do?
マリア、答えわかるよ。
I know the answer.
ここに書いてあるもん。
It's written right here.
ほら、マリアだって答え見るまでわからなかったでしょ。
Oh, you didn't know the answer until you looked, right?
わかる？バトラ君。
Get it, Battle-kun?
なるほど。私にも分かりました。
I see, I understood it,
これ
understand
は
it as
チ
well.
ーズだからこそできることですな。
Yeah, this is something you can only do because it's cheese.
南條先生まで分かっちゃったのかよ。
Even Dr. Nanjo gets it.
ひょっとして俺だけ？
Could it be...
俺だけが分かってない？
Am I the only one who doesn't get it?
バトラさんの頭も少し火を通せばチーズみたいに柔らかになりそうですね。
Oh my god, I love that. I'm sure even your brain could be as flexible as cheese if we cooked it a little, Battle-san. Oh my god. I don't disagree whatsoever. That's the funny thing.
「ナイフは0回で手でちぎれるとかそういう答えじゃないんだろ？
It isn't something like use 0 slices with a knife and break it apart with your hands, right? Oh, yeah.
なわけねえぜ。
Yeah, of course not.
ナイフ以外では切れないチーズってことで。
Oh. It's impossible to cut this cheese with anything other than a knife.
チーズを立体的に想像するんだよ。
Yeah, think of the cheese in 3 dimensions.
難しいなら紙ナプキンの裏に絵を描いてみるのもいいかもね。
If that's hard, it might help to draw a picture on a on a paper napkin.
大きなチーズが1個あるんだろう。
So we have one large piece of cheese, right?
それをナイフで8つに。
Then we use a knife to make 8 pieces.
ナイフは直線じゃなきゃ切っちゃダメ。
Yeah, can the knife only cut in a straight line?
そうよ。
Yes, that's right.
ナイフは直線に切るだけ。
Yeah, that's tricky. Because you could in theory get 2 if it didn't. The knife only cuts in straight
ま
lines.
あ、でもヒントね。
Oh wait, here's a hint.
切り方は直線にじゃなきゃダメだけど、
Yeah,
どこを切るか
definitely,
は
yeah.
自由なのよ。
But you're free to cut it wherever you want. Yeah.
どうやってナイフを入れればいいかいろいろ想像してみろ。
Oh, yeah. Try thinking a bunch of ways to stick it in.
少々ひねくれたやり方を想像した方がいいだろう。
Yeah, you should probably think out of the box a bit.
バトラ君のお手並みを拝見だ。
Show us what you got, Battle-kun. You have a large piece of cheese. How many times must you cut it with a knife to make 8 pieces? You could obviously do it. Yeah, of course, yeah. Could it be done in even fewer cuts than that? Yeah, easily, yeah. I didn't so far point to it being possible specifically because it's cheese. Yeah, definitely, yeah. If it was a birthday cake, you really wouldn't be able to do... Yeah, I see that, yeah, and I've actually proved that. At least, I've tried to.
Cheese.
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 チーズだからできる技
Something you can do because it's cheese. Oh.
おうおうおうおうおう
Please don't tell me the answer is you can melt it into butter. Blum.
わかったわかった
Wait, no. Not butter, sorry. What am I even talking about? No, just you can melt it.
すっかり騙されたぜ頭が家庭とダメだな
Why did I just accidentally say butter? I've got it. I was totally tricked. This isn't something you could think up if your mind's all stiff and rigid.
ようやくひらめいたようですね。
Seems like you finally hit on it.
それが正解だといいのですが。
Yeah, seriously though, yeah, hopefully it is actually the right answer. Hopefully Basila's going to share his epiphany with everyone.
Cheese はナイフ以外では切れないんだよな
It's impossible to cut the cheese with anything except the knife,
ナイ
right?
フは直線だけで切るんだよな
The knife can only cut in a straight line,
そ
right?
れ以外に何も条件はないよななあ
There aren't any other rules, right?
特にない。
Not really.
よっしゃ間違いない
Alright, then that's gotta be it.
ひでえ問題だぜこれまるで謎謎だ
yeah. Well, alright then, that's gotta be it. Well, that was a tough one. Almost like a riddle. Ah, yes, almost like a riddle.
上から切るばかりが脳じゃないってことだぜ。
You just gotta get beyond cutting straight down from the top all the
上か
time.
ら2回切って4分割。
You make 2 cuts from the top to get 4 pieces. Yeah.
その状態で側面から切れば、上段と下段に分かれて4分割が倍の8分割。
If you keep it like that and cut across the side, splitting it into upper and lower halves, you get 4 times 2 equals 8 pieces.
立体で考えないと出せない答えだね。
Yeah, fair enough.
Hmm. つまり正解は3回さ。
Yeah, in other words, the correct answer is 3. Yeah. Huh?
そうなのか
Did he not get it right?
俺1回だと思ってたけど
I thought the correct answer was 1. Oh, I feel bad.
そらどんな魔法や
What kind of magic did you
いくら
use?
なんでも1回は無理や
There's no way in the world you can manage it with 1. Yeah, I really do wonder what Battler was actually
これは
thinking.
謎々じゃなくて、普通に算数的な問題よ。
Yeah, this isn't a riddle, it's just a normal math problem.
おお
Oh.
そうなのか
Really?
3回ってのはすぐに
Oh, no! I thought of the 3-cut method right away. Oh, yeah, but you actually had to try and reduce the amount that you had done.
それじゃ簡単すぎて問題にならないと思う
I like that. Oh my god, that's quite funny. Hold up. Right, okay, there we are. I think I understand it now. Yeah. Okay. I have hideously bad spatial awareness. I'm not even joking. I wish I could say elsewise, but no, I really do. Yeah, that is interesting, yeah.
バトラの答えの方が5分の答えより少ない。
Yeah, I really do wonder where he actually got that from. Butler's answer is smaller than the one in the book. Is Butler right? Yeah, see it? How though? Butler-san is right. Is it? What? How? The correct answer is one side. If you can only slice straight though, I really don't understand. Yeah, and if Eddie Carr has explained it, then yeah, fair. Butler was happy that someone had confirmed this answer. However, at some point, Eddie Carr's face had lost its cheer. Oh yeah, ironic that somebody has been on the same level as her. No, but the only thing is, how do you get the answer 1? To think that a human other than myself would give the answer 1, and that it would be you of all people. Your answer was 1 too, Eddie Carr. I guess you were also thinking outside the box. I find it really quite funny that the people in the answer book haven't even written 1. Oh, yeah. Fuck! Dude, if only I was thinking 3-dimensionally, I would have actually had that. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. After all, it would be truly foolish to simply assume you knew what shape it was after hearing it, that it was a piece of... Exactly, yeah, I couldn't agree more, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, because I was thinking 2-dimensionally. I was thinking, like, what if the show... I was just thinking about the standard shapes of cheese. It could be any single shape of cheese because of the fact that it is... Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, that's impossible. Oni-chan got it wrong, didn't he? No. How can you cut it into 8 pieces with less than 3 slices? Oh my god, how foolish, child man. Exactly, yeah. It says to cut it into 8 pieces, but nowhere does it say that they have to be of equal size. Not if it has a really weird shape. It's still impossible. Do you cut it with something other than a knife? Yeah, exactly. They cannot be of equal... They don't have to be of equal size though, yeah. The rules say that only the knife can cut it, and that the knife can only cut in a straight line. Exactly though, yeah. I agree. Yeah, however, to turn it around, the rules do not say anything besides that. Yeah. In fact, the shape of the cheese is never specified. I see. When you all heard of a large piece of cheese, you all thought of a flat cylinder. Yeah, like camembert or something. I was thinking about sliced cheese, like the kind you might put on toast for your breakfast. Yeah, that is fair, yeah. Because, you know, full blocks of cheese you'd cut with a knife aren't something I'd come across that often. Exactly though, yeah. The shape of the cheese isn't specified in the rules. Yeah, a mistake by the ones who made the book. I imagine there's a picture of a flat cylinder of cheese there in Maria-san's book. There is. Right here. As Edgar had guessed, the book Maria held had an illustration of a piece of cheese just as Edgar had this... Yeah, ironic that, yeah. With cheese of this shape, 3 slices really would be the, yeah, the correct answer. Yeah, I see, yeah. Yeah. You can cut it in a plus pattern from the top to make 4 pieces. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh my god, yeah, no, I don't know why I was... Yeah, so you just make it so that the... yeah, oh my god. It's just like you make the diagonal like y equals x. So that it intercepts the point where both the y and x axis intercept, really. Fuck, yeah, I see that. What was I thinking? Then cut it from the side to double that and make 8 pieces. However, since this illustration hadn't been shown, the interpretation of the cheese had been left to the answer. Exactly, yeah. That's right. At the moment, the problem was stated. No one said anything about how the cheese was shaped or how flexible it was.
そういうことです。
Yeah,
どう
exactly.
やらチーズも頭も
It seems that Batara-san was the more flexible
柔ら
one.
かかったのはバトラさんの方だったようです。
Oh my god, it seems that Batara-san was the more flexible one when it came to both brains and cheese.
わけわかんねえぜ。
She sounds pissed off. I don't get it.
スライスチーズだったらどうしてナイフ1回で8個に分けられるんだよ。
How does making it sliced cheese let you cut it into 8 parts with a single sliced knife?
お
Knife
手
slice.
元のペーパーナプキンで試してみたらどうですか？
Why not try it with that paper napkin?
これを
Oh yeah.
スライスチーズだと思って。
Pretend it's sliced cheese.
つまりよ、
It's like this.
こうしてさ、蛇腹に折るわけさ。
Oh yeah, you fold it accordion style.
何回折れば。
Yeah, that fully makes sense. No, what I was thinking of doing is you could have, let's say you have some sort of really weird cheese, like a disgusting piece of cheese. What you do is you scrunch it up in your hands and you make it so that it's just a complete distorted mess. And then what you did, the cheese was in such a damaged shape that when you cut it, let's say it's a long piece of cheese, and then right, I'll give you a little demonstration of what I was thinking of. So let's just say that you've really made a fucking mess of a cheese, right? Right, okay, so I just kind of wanted to show you what I meant by my shitty explanation of how I would solve the cheese riddle. So what you do, to be fair, it wouldn't be calculated. It would be entirely luck of the draw how you actually do this. But what you can do, you just entirely scrunch up a piece of cheese, and then, I don't know, you'd need to somehow cut it in a manner that made it so that there would be 7 cuts. So you could say, I don't know. You'd have to do a really weird shape if you actually wanted to do it. Like, I don't know, just something like this. Can you get 7 out of this? Alright. Wait, what if you... It has to be a straight cut. Well, if you tilt the cheese, then this becomes a straight cut. In theory. Yeah, I don't know. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, as you can see, 6 there. It's really hard to get one that works, but in theory, it doesn't really matter about how many times you actually... It doesn't really matter about your luck. But as long as if you get, you know, cheese with some sort of randomized shape that actually has an ability to be cut into 8 slices. Let's see this one, for example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah. So right, if we erased, so if we erased everything here, then you could theoretically cut this into 8 pieces with this little line here. Yeah. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's not very practical, but at the same time, it does kind of work. I don't know, that's kind of what I would do. I love that it looks like some sort of really weird castle when tilted. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'd do. I don't know if that's what they do. It's probably something a lot better, but okay. Why is this being shown to us, and why is it being emphasized though? That's what we've got to think. So this, you fold it accordion style. How many times do you need to fold it to make 8 sections?
6回です。
Yeah, 4 times. 6 times even. To fold it accordion style, you alternate between upward and downwards folds. Oh, right, yeah. Once you've done this 6 times, it looks like the side of an accordion. Ah, yeah, I see that,
普通
yeah.
のチーズならこんなに折ったらそこでちぎれちまうところだが
It would, yeah. With normal cheese, it would break if you tried to fold it like
ナイ
this.
フ以外じゃちぎれないことになってんだろ
Oh, yeah, fair, yeah. But the rules say that the cheese can't break unless you use a knife, right?
問題ありません。
Yes, no problems there.
ナイフ以外では決して切れぬ魔法のチーズで
That's
すから。
ironic. He has no problems there. After all, this is magic cheese that can only be cut by a knife.
その畳んだのも
Yeah. After folding it,
真上からバサッと一刀両断にすりゃ
yeah, if you start at the top and make a cut right down the middle, yeah, you can get 8 pieces.
確かに
You're right. Yeah,
8分割だ。
it would make 8 parts. Yeah.
ちょ
It
っと
would.
待てよ。
Wait a
これ
second.
じゃ当分にはなってないぜ。
Never said. The parts aren't equal all the way, right?
出題者は8つに切り分けると
Seriously,
し
yeah.
か言ってません。
All the questioner said was to cut it into 8
当
pieces.
分は条件に含まれませんでした。
Yeah, they didn't say anything about them being equal.
まあ
折り方を工夫すれば当分も可能ですが、お頭の固い皆さんには説明が混乱するので省きます。
Well, if you change the way you fold it, it is possible to make them all equal sizes, but I wouldn't want to confuse you stiff-headed people with the explanation. Oh my god. She is so fucking arrogant though, it's unbelievable. God, you arsehole! It is clever. Yeah, for a while everyone was like, yeah, definitely, yeah, Battle reached a far better answer than 3 by thinking of the problem as a riddle. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Edgar had already known both answered and his answers and had even spotted a mistake made by the book. I know it's unreal. Made by the book. The others could do nothing but stare at those two as a... Yeah, understandable. Isn't it interesting that Basila really reflects the abilities of thinking that he had beforehand? He is going to be a threat. He really is going to be a threat to Edgar. Her face, incredible. So we were the stiff-headed ones. No, seriously, I don't disagree. Yeah, what an utter defeat. We were thinking in 3 dimensions. But it looks like Batara-kun and Erika-chan were thinking in 1 dimension higher. It seems the game of the witch has toughened you up quite a lot. God, yeah. Puzzles without specified rules. In other words, all things not covered by the red truth. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I left to the observer's interpretation. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's the most basic of methods for constructing gaps in the witch's closed rooms. Oh, isn't it really, really funny that she was with the assumption that Basila would know about that? What are you talking about? Is that a quote from some novel? Oh yeah, that's ironic. Well, let's call it that for now, shall we? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I guess this means that everyone's brains are as stiff as rock hard cheese. God, you are an arsehole. Without any signs of restraint, Edgar looked at everyone else and laughed sarcastically. Only Maria. Oh, yeah. Yeah, only Maria didn't notice the venom in that laugh as she happily turned to the next page. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, so let me guess. I don't... Right, I hope this isn't going to be an embarrassing performance like the last one. You have 3 cups and 6 coins. Is it going to be like, do it in the least amount of moves? Then on to the next problem. You have 3 cups and 6 coins. Split up the coins so that there's 1 coin in 1 cup, 2 coins in another cup, and 3 coins in the third cup. What's the riddle about that though? You can just do that. What's the twist? Wait a sec, that's easy. Oh, that's interesting. However, can you do the same thing with only 5 coins?
また陳腐な問題が出てきましたね。
That is actually a really quite interesting question. Here's another cliche problem.
まさか皆さんこの程度の問題にまた私たちをいくつも費やされるおつもりで
To be fair, I find it really interesting that Erika, I mean, I really do wonder what Erika would have thought if, you know, she's never actually seen these riddles before. Because, I'm sorry, but there is no way that Erika hasn't actually seen these riddles before. I think if she hadn't seen any of them, then it would have been a little bit harder for her. But the only thing is, this is the thing about the coins. It kind of is open to interpretation, because what do you actually consider a coin? Because could one consider a coin? No, I don't know. Oh, I've got an idea. Well, so if you only had 5 coins and you needed to do 3 in each. Let's do 1, 2, and 2. There'd be something about the coin that needs to be open to interpretation. As I'm trying to think of the lines of heads and tails of coins. How do you actually replicate? You've got to look for something that could potentially be open to interpretation. So I've just got to replace that with 5. So you have... So it isn't mathematically correct, but at the same time, how could you... I mean, I suppose if it's loosely interpreted, what you could do is... I don't know if this would be allowed in the rules, but what you could do is you could get some sort of weird cup that had, I don't know, like a coin printed on it, and then just get 2 more, because you can technically count that? I don't know, that just sounds like a really cheap answer. I don't think that would be correct. But, yeah, so... That is actually really quite tricky. I don't get that at all. Oh, wait. Hang on a second. I think I might get this. Yes. It makes sense now. Right. Yeah, I've got it. I think I've got it. Right. Let me visualize it. Let me just see if this is right. So. Oh, fuck, let's not do preschooler drawings. Yeah. Yes. I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. Right. Yeah, look at this. Right, okay, shitty drawing time. Right. So, because of the fact that it says there is 1 cup with 2 coins, and then there is 1 cup with 1 coin, and there is 1 cup with 3 coins. It satisfies all of those conditions, so that's got to be right. I think. That's my guess. Yeah. This is so fun. I'm not even joking. I've got to do more riddles. I'm actually really enjoying this, because riddles are a thing that I've never really spent my time on. By now, Erika was gazing around with an unpleasant... I know, she is so fucking arrogant. She's the genius in the room who just insults everyone who's inferior to her. Fucking kill yourself. Acting in a manner that was completely inappropriate for both a guest and for someone of her age. No, I see that actually. Yeah. I mean, she is kind of the age of Battler and Jessica, you know. Well, no, maybe like 16 or 15, something like that. You know, it really isn't appropriate. I see that. It is not appropriate for a guest, though. My God. She was no longer a guest who would be staying until the storm passed. Yeah, I like that. She had transformed into an annoying guest who wouldn't leave until the storm passed. Yeah, because obviously she would want to get as much out of this as she possibly could. Everyone thought this. Yeah, but they were unable to say it aloud.
コインの問題っていうと
Oh right, speaking of problems of
ほら
coins.
お箸の使い方がうまいかどうかはコインをお箸で掴めるかどうかでわかるそうだね
Oh, that's interesting. I've heard that picking up coins is a good way of judging someone's skill with chopsticks. Erika is probably going to... Yep, knew it. Chopsticks. Yes, chopsticks, that's right. Chopsticks are the most elegant utensil on the planet. That is fair, but I think you're really assigning too much meaning. Poking things and chopping them up with forks and knives is so barbaric. Chopsticks are the best. I love that Erika just assumes everyone would care. For me, using chopsticks is truly an art. Jessica was about to say, aren't chopsticks just sticks? But stopped herself just in time. She realised that it would be best to let George take control. Seriously, though, yeah. Oh my god, that's going to be interesting. George and Hideyoshi, I'd assume they'd be really quite good with chopsticks because they need to be... No, anyone, to be fair, anyone with a really good business career because of business meals out, they'd need to look good for other people. I have a coin here, so would you like to challenge me? I'm pretty good with chopsticks. That's right. Somehow doesn't surprise me whatsoever. We trained George very well with those. Indeed. No. Table manners are a window into one's upbringing. No. And Erika-san uses them quite well herself. That's going to be interesting. I'll lend you some coins too. Don't steal them. It'll probably be more fun with more of them. Jessica. Oh, the humiliation. Watch closely and that's poison. Damn it. Alright, let's go. Oh god, that's going to be quite funny. Imagine if Erika's talk about with chopsticks is just a complete farce. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Where is Erika's obsession with chopsticks coming from? Is it... Can you trace it to Burn Castle? Yeah, George is just totally trying to carry everything. It's really quite funny. Bring it on. Are you okay? Don't tell me this person is getting... horny. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, but if you... Look at her expression. You cannot tell me she does not look horny. Oh my god, this is going to be hilarious. Yeah, definitely, yeah. No toxicity whatsoever. This time, George has steered the conversation into a good direction. But what if Erika wins and she inflicts her arrogance onto everyone else? Everyone else understood, and they helped to egg on this chopstick fight and chase and something. Fair enough, yeah. They were fully aware by now that Erika was extremely proud of her. And yeah, exactly, yeah. And apparently she had the bad habit of using that to look down on other people. Exactly, yeah. She spun her chopsticks around with the deft hand of a juggler, staring at the coins scattered on the table like a dog who had been told to stay after having them. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That was so fun. Oh, that's interesting. Are we going to see Angie's dream? The unsettling sound of the wind had now blended in with the sound of the rain, mimicking the howl of some monstrous beast. Just when it seemed to be crying out sadly, it would suddenly turn into a roar and rattle the window, striking up even more fear and unease within me. That is interesting. Yeah, light from the hallway poured in through the thin crack of the slightly open door. and it seemed to carry with it laughter that was warm and happy but very distant. I'm sure everyone's in the dining hall or somewhere having a good time. I want to go there as soon as I can. I'm sure my family will be there. Oh my god, yeah, that foreshadows a lot. I hate being alone, all alone in a place like this. Dad. Mum. I just genuinely can't believe they've locked a kid up for having slept. I mean, how horrible is that? Was that what Kinzo asked for or something like that? I stubbornly tried again and again to get that door open. Yeah, but the merciless chain just wouldn't let it open any further than that crack. Isn't that interesting to think that the chains can't actually be opened unless they're torn? Now, this is an interesting arrange of this song. On the contrary, feeling this close to a way out just made me more impatient. Gulping and trying to ignore the fear lurking behind me. Quietly close the door. Oh, 7th mod is being funny. The light coming out of the crack. Oh yeah, that is understandable. Yeah, to think that it is just a trap to make her feel a lot less confident about where she actually is. Yeah, an iron shackle making it look like I'm an inch away from freedom. Yeah, I'm an inch away from freedom, though that door will never actually open. Yeah, that is interesting. A shackle trapping me in here for all eternity. That can be indicative of Battler, if you ask me. If you actually link it to him. I need to get out of this creepy room. Yeah, as soon as possible. When I closed the door, all that filled the room were the eerie sounds of wind and rain. Yeah. The way the wind picked up every now and then and shook the window frame felt like a monster in a cage shaking the bar. Oh, I like that analogy. I was so scared of that monster, I couldn't help but avert my gaze from the window. God, that is interesting. Whoever this person is, they are, you know, whatever Angie is actually fearing at the moment, you know, that ridiculous monster that is, you know, looking out that she feels is metaphorical. It is just really quite interesting that, you know, what she perceives is what she actually, you know, there's a difference between perceiving a fear and actually seeing it. She can perceive a fear and then see what she is actually fearful of. It's weird. Or maybe she's just so scared that she thinks something's going to be there and there's not actually anything there. I think that's more likely. If I can't get out of the door, I need to find another way out. Yeah. Just to the side of the door was a closet. Oh, right. There was only enough space inside to hang overcoats. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, of course, it didn't connect to anywhere outside the room. Yeah, if this were hide and seek, it would probably be fun to hide in there. Yeah, definitely, yeah. However, like Nutty inside this creepy room, it would be no better than stepping into my own coffin. If I go in there, maybe I'll find myself trapped in the closet next. Maybe a hidden pathway? Could you imagine if she actually finds something in the closet? That would be so weird. But obviously, Nox's commandment states that hidden pathways cannot be there. But at the same time, we can't fully assume that... No, we can. If I go in there, maybe I'll find myself trapped in the closet next. Yeah, this fear I didn't understand. It's a massive shiver up my spine. Yeah, and I closed the closet door in a hurry. There's one door left. Ooh, yeah, that is going to be interesting. Yeah, I do wonder where they're actually going to go. When I opened it, there was the bath and the toilet. Of course, there was no exit. Is there? There weren't even any windows. Really? If I turn the faucet, water will probably come out. Then disappear down the drain and flow outside. But I couldn't get out the way. Yeah. Oh my god. Unless I went into the bath hub with the stopper pulled out of the drain, it smashed my flesh and bones to bits. I had the feeling that this was the only way out. So the black stopper in the bathtub drain looked extremely terrifying. That is really interesting. Hang on a second. I think this is actually key information. Yeah, hang on a sec. Look at Hideyoshi's murder. So where actually is he? Is he actually in the bath? Yeah, he's just laying down in the bath. Yeah, so this is what Hideyoshi's murder is. Now, it is really interesting that, I mean, obviously, it is ridiculous to think at first that this could potentially be the case, but what if somebody has actually smashed up the bath so that they can get out, and they've completely broken the piping so that they can get out? Hideyoshi's body would actually be hiding that. Who else was killed in here? Because I swear some other people were. Oh, which game was it? Well, episode 5, that would be a reasonable way of assuming that he's... No, it wouldn't be, because he was... No. You can't assume that Hideyoshi has been killed like that because of the fact that, firstly, Erika would have checked everywhere, and secondly, apart from the closet, to be fair, Erika would have checked everywhere apart from the closet, and secondly, she probably would have checked in the bath. She probably would have seen a smashed up bath. That could, in theory, be something that had happened in episode 1, maybe. Well, it doesn't necessarily... Just because it happened in episode 1 doesn't mean it hasn't happened in episode 5. I don't know, it sounds kind of ridiculous, though. Then again, this culprit, they are very, very good at their job. They can do ridiculous things. But I don't know, it just sounds too unrealistic to be true. I mean, come on, like... Then again, if it was unprepared, no, sorry, if it was all prepared beforehand and there was some culprit who had made it so that the bath had been... No, wait, that couldn't have... Yes, it could have. Yes, if the servants, they did their routinely shifts, and then somebody who knew no servants were actually going to come in there had smashed that, then, I mean, they could have done it, to be fair, but it's so risky. Like, they could so risk exposure if Eva and Hideyoshi actually saw that. I don't know. How did the killer know that people were going to get into that room at a time where they would be able to get into the room as well with no alibis? I tried a lot of things, both mentally and physically, but there really was no chance of me getting out through this bathroom. Yeah, but the killer could have in episode 1, I think. Next is the window. Yeah, beyond the window is pitch black darkness. And it's locked on the inside. The fierce winds and rain are slamming against the glass. The darkness on the other side of the window may have been unsettling, but I didn't really care where I went as long as it got me out of this. Yeah, understandable, yeah. However, the window... Yeah, exactly, yeah, was clamped shut. Right down the middle of the window, which was made to swing open like a set of double doors. Yeah, were several ugly metal clamps. It was even more unnerving than the chain on the door, like a rough operation scar on some bizarre monster. Yeah, interesting that she always views her fears as monsters and portrays them like that. The wind and rain slammed against the window frame, shaking it. Oh god, yeah, that must have been unpleasant. Yeah, shaking it and making it creak loudly. However, unlike the door, this wouldn't open even a crack. I've had enough. Give it a rest already. What the hell's going on with this room? I've had enough of this creepy room. Yeah, fair. Yeah, enough. It's impossible to go outside except by the door and windows. Yeah. And compared to that thick door, the window looks like it might still be possible to break. I'll smash it. If I swing a chair at it, the glass will probably break. I might even be able to smash the wooden grid that runs through these latticed windows. Yeah. All I need to do is make a gap large enough to slip out of. Yeah, you've got to be really careful though. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I grabbed a fancy... You do realise that this is potentially on the 2nd floor. I grabbed a fancy looking antique chair and headed back to the window. Oh my god. Smash it. Over and over! Holy shit! The glass smashed with a violent sound and the frame groaned and creaked. God. Smash it. Over and over. If I can just break through the wooden grid. What the hell? Even though the glass had been smashed apart. Even though the cold rain that blew in tormented me. Oh, that is interesting. I just couldn't get that grid to break. There weren't iron bars. Yeah, it was just a slender wooden mesh. Even though it's fragile enough to make that creaking sound, why doesn't it break? I see that. No, wait, maybe it's almost broken. Oh, yeah. What if I try attacking it from a different angle instead of just smashing it head on? Now, isn't it interesting to think that if people did actually want to escape by the window in, you know, Evan Hideyoshi's death, if the criminal had an accomplice, then what they could do is they could come in the room and they could switch out the window potentially for a better window? I don't know. I'm sorry, but how would you do that unnoticed like that? But to be fair, if it was a really short distance and you had somehow sneakily done it, I don't know, in the night or something like that, maybe? I don't know. I stuck my left hand outside through the hole in the broken lattice window, grabbed the frame from the front with my right hand, and tried to break it by shaking it around from both sides. Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, my left hand started to grow ice cold from the frigid winds and rain. Oh yeah, understandable. Yeah, that is fucking stupid, yeah. Yeah, when I shook it, fragments... You can tell how young this person is by the fact that they do something like this. Or, you can tell how desperate it is. Doesn't necessarily prove that she's young. When I shook it, fragments of glass sticking out from the broken frame poked into me, and my wrist was soon stained with blood. It is interesting to think, like, my theory about somebody actually replacing the window somehow, it's just, this scene may be shown to us, we've just got to think about why it's shown to us. Because of the fact that it's shown to us, could that potentially be hinting at the fact this is what actually was done by the murderer? But if I can just get out of here, this much pain is no big deal. Yeah, it is interesting that, but I can't get out. I know, that's the worst thing. No, but the only thing is this person's so stressed that they've literally destroyed the window that, yeah, at the same time they're probably not going to be able to jump out of it because of how high up they'll be. But I can't get out, I'm stuck. Yeah, it won't open, I can't, oh, that's the horrible thing. Oh, God, yeah, the more violently I shook the frame, the more the glass fragments tore into my left wrist, causing me intense pain. Wait, what's, huh. Oh, no. Before I realised it, the glass fragments on the frame had extended outwards. Jesus, yeah. That is weird. Yeah, it was as though an ugly beast was trying to chew my hand off with glass teeth. It didn't feel as though they were growing outwards. What? They were actually getting longer before my very eyes. They were chewing my hands to bits. I tried desperately to pull my hand out, but it had already dug deep into my wrist, and I couldn't move it. I put all my strength into it. Is this somebody's hand? But it just hurt more and more, and the glass didn't even budge. What the hell? Let go, let go, let go! This is somebody's hand. I feel like somebody else is there, and she's not actually realising. I hit the glass with my right fist over and over. Yeah, understandable, yeah. But that just hurt my right fist and did nothing to release my other hand. Just then. My left hand, which was still exposed to the rain outside, brushed against something slimy. What? What in the name of Sayonara? What? Couldn't have been a leaf blown about by the winds or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, it felt just like the touch of someone's rain-soaked hand. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, then it closed. Yeah, then it closed tightly around my left hand. When I felt the 5 fingers, I knew that some person out in the darkness was... Oh my god, I know she is just totally paranoid. So much so that... Poor child, though. My god. Yeah, when I felt the 5 fingers, I knew some person out in the darkness was touching my left hand. And... Yes. I know who it is. Oh, yeah. That is interesting. If it's not actually a person coming to, you know, reasonably hearing the noise and asking her to leave and getting her out of there, it's the witch. The terrifying witch who rules over Dokenjima's night. The 2 hands soaked in the freezing rain. Gently caressed my left hand. However, though I could tell what was happening by touch, I couldn't see anything out there in the darkness. Then it felt about my fingers and twisted my ring finger upwards. Oh God. Why? It's gonna break! What the fuck? This is really odd. At that moment I saw something in the darkness for the first time. It was white. The darkness. This is weird. And then it's white teeth. This is like a total nightmare, but the only thing is I kind of get the impression that she's really experiencing this. This is the power of illusion, my god. Then that mouth, filled with eerily white teeth, approached my finger that had been twisted up so far it was about to break. Oh no. What the fuck? And opened wide. Must have been laughing at me from the darkness. After all, that creepy mouth was twisting upwards in a huge grin. I had a horrible idea of what it might be trying to do to my finger. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, a shiver ran up my spine. Yeah, just think of if you've... sorry, Higurashi spoilers. Just think of Matsuri Bayashi and Miyoko. This is like the reverse treatment. This is weird. I resisted as much as I could, but the fangs of glass just wouldn't release my left hand. And then... what the fuck is going to happen? It gently bit my finger. Right. Gently. What the hell? I feel like whatever's happening, somebody's potentially really brutally punishing Angie because of the fact that she has completely smashed some of their property, even though it isn't even her house. Yeah, and they're probably not even going to question her whatsoever. But yeah, anyway, my point is that, yeah, I kind of get the impression that this is a punishment, but obviously she's so paranoid that she's literally seeing this as an extension of the glass. It's as if glass is just, you know, gripping her hand, and then what's happened once that delusion wasn't good enough, you know, it is really interesting. So first she thought that glass was caressing her hand, and then she thought that a witch had just came out, and you know, the witch's, you know, slime and, you know, soft hands were gently caressing, and then bend the finger upwards and then you just bite it. It's so weird. Flesh and bone were crushed and torn apart in an instant. Jesus fucking Christ. What? No. What is happening? What the genuine fuck? This is happening now? What? Did you hear something just now? I think I heard it just too. But the only thing is I don't understand whatsoever. Firstly, this sounds like a kid, and secondly, there are 18 people. What the hell? Is there going to be a new person? I think I heard it too. Wait, hang on a second. Is this... It sounded like a clunk. No, I don't think it is. It's probably just the wind hitting a window. This is a beat-up old mansion after all. Yeah, no, I do see that. Yeah, it is pretty creepy. Yeah, it's gonna be... Oh, it's about 6 years ago. Yeah, that's fair enough. Isn't it really quite funny to think that that illusion could have actually manifested, and he may have genuinely seen Beatrice? Yeah, yes, it is pretty creepy. When I was a brat 6 years ago, I remember spending a lot of nights all scared that the witch really was walking around the mansion. She exists. Beatrice exists. What's at the other end of this hallway? Interesting. I really find it hard how I can actually interpret this. So I don't really know if you can interpret what's actually happening as a dream or what is currently going on. But the thing, I mean, I thought always that this was a dream of Angie's, but at the same time, the fact that they heard a clunking sound, I do wonder if that could potentially be indicative of... Well, I don't really know. It is odd though. So firstly, the odd thing about this in relation to everyone else is that firstly, there's got to be someone else there for the illusion of, you know, hand being held. And secondly, there's got to be, yeah, it's interesting though, this could potentially be a lie. But this means there's more than 18 people, though. I don't really understand this. There are guest rooms there, but they aren't being used. Yeah.
ゲストハウスができたからね。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, after all, we have the guest house now.
それまでは客室に僕らは泊まってたんだよ。
Until then, we would always stay in the guest rooms. Hmm.
ああ、俺も覚えてるぜ。
Yeah, I remember too.
今日のゲストハウスがあまりに綺麗なんで驚いちまった。
When I saw the guest house today, I was surprised at how beautiful it was. Nah, fair enough, yeah.
まあ新築だからな。
Well, that's because it was just built.
私も自分の部屋をそっちに移したいもんだぜ。
Oh, right. I wish I could move my own room over there. God, it must be.
エリカさんの部屋もゲストハウスでしょ？
Shannon, Enika-san's room is in the guest house too, right?
はい、
Yes.
ゲストハウスにご用意させていただきました。
We've prepared a room for her in the guest house.
で、ゲストハウスは屋敷から離れていると。
Oh, interesting. What she's going to suggest. And since the guest house is a good distance away from the mansion.
どんな事件が起こっても互いには聞こえませんね。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no matter what kind of trouble happens, you can't hear what's going on in one from the other. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
やれやれ。まだ探偵モードなのかよ。
Oh my god, yeah, there's a reason for that. Are you still in detective mode?
明日の朝、全員で揃っておはようって言っただけで、がっかりしちまいそうだぜ。
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna happen. Sounds like you'll be all bummed when we all wake up tomorrow and manage to say good morning to each other. No, there's no, I'm sorry, but there is genuinely no way that, you know, Angie's dream could actually have any relevance to this. I don't know why I was thinking that the clunk sound could potentially be indicative of something. And if anything, they would have heard, maybe they wouldn't have heard the sounds of the windows breaking. It kind of depends on the distance. But I don't know. It is really, now, okay, right, I'm sorry, but there is no clunk sound that should be taken. There is no clunk sound that should be taken apart and forgotten about. So, whatever that is, I think that this culprit actually preparing for something. And the fact that they've been able to hear it indicates that there is something going on in one of the guest rooms. And the only time... Yeah. No, the only murder in the guest room is Evan Hideyoshi's, I think. But whatever that clunk is, I feel like that is a preparation for escape, really. Maybe it could be, I don't know, undoing the lock? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. I'll think about it more later. True.
さすがに明日の朝には誰かが減ってないと困ります。
At least one of us had better be gone by tomorrow morning. Right?
それではゲストハウスへご案内します。
Allow me to guide you all to the guest house. Yeah, that is going to be really interesting. I genuinely wonder what's actually going to happen regarding that. Yeah, funny that, yeah. So, the adults are apparently about to begin a conversation that they didn't want the kids to hear. Right, where are the servants? The real family conference was about to start. Yeah, okay, but where are the servants? Where's Kanon and Genji? I need to know the whereabouts of... And Nanjo. I need to know the whereabouts of all three of them. Because I want to know what the origin of that clunking sound was. As the kids and Erika followed Shannon on their way to the guest house, they passed through the entrance hall. Yeah. Looks like it's pouring down at its hardest right now. Should we watch TV in the parlor until it dies down a bit? Mama said to go back to the guest house. We have to go or she'll get mad. Yeah. Yeah, fair. I think we'll be able to relax a lot more over there. Fair enough, yeah, better than getting to see and hear our parents get all pissed at us. Oh yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, ironic placement. Erika giggled. An openly indiscreet look on her face. I'll go and get some umbrellas for everyone. Please wait here. Now, it is really interesting. In this time period, there are no... Well, whoever's doing a crime, this is their time to prepare. That's what I think the clunking sound was an origin of. But who could be the person who's preparing it? Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's been bugging me for a while. Yeah, well, I mean, you may be getting umbrellas, but at the same time, could you potentially be doing anything else? It's been bugging me for a while. I love her teasing voice. I mean, she knows. She literally defeated her. Oh, wait a second. It's been bugging me for a while. Who's the woman in that portrait? Well, to be honest, I already know that it's Beatrice's portrait. Still, we only just walked around it in the last game, which is no fun. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, fair. Erika whispered to herself, but of course no one heard her. Right, I just want to quickly see something. So, in episode 1, I swear there was something about... I swear there was some sort of line about Shannon taking long to get the umbrellas. I swear there was. Right, so they're in the massive mansion here. Right, okay, here is where they are heading to the guest house. But, by the way, what I do find interesting is that, by the way, Rosa said that Maria needs to return to the guest house, otherwise she'll get mad, indicative of potential... Is it just that, or maybe she wants to help somebody conceal something? Oh no, am I just misremembering things? Yeah, I think I might be. I don't know. Like, genuinely, I forgot. I think I'm just thinking about stuff. Maybe I'm getting muddled up by something else. This is the Master's Benefactor. Yeah, Beatrice-sama. Isn't it ironic to think that, you know, I think Shannon has heard what Erika was whispering. And hasn't batted an eyelid to the idea of game boards. They say that she gave Grandfather a vast quantity of gold, meaning that she's to thank for the Ushinomiya family's revival. She's just a witch of Grandfather's delusions. Supposedly, her ghost walks the corridor of the mansion every night. Another really interesting story. Preventing people from walking the corridors. Oh my god, you could just seek paranoia in everything. But I feel like a story like this is devised to make people put off walking around the corridors in night, except for the servants. Could it have significance? I don't know. Hey, quit it.
小さい頃はその話めちゃくちゃ苦手で、この屋敷の夜は苦手だったんだ。
Hey, quit it. That story always freaked me out when I was little, and it always made this mansion feel terrifying after night. Fair enough, yeah. Alright, that's true.
6年経った今はどう?
What about now, 6 years later?
すっかり忘れてたが、この肖像画をまじまじ見てるうちに、
That's hilarious.
蘇ってきちゃったぜ。
I totally forgotten, but looking at this portrait head on, I can feel that old fear coming back a bit. Beatrice isn't scary. At least as long as you respect her. Well, Beatrice isn't even existing now, isn't it ironic that? I wonder how her impression of Beatrice is actually going to change if she sees the one that obviously has no idea of the Mariage Sorciera and stuff like that. Yeah, at least as long as you respect her. If you don't... Right, Shannon? Yes. No. That's a lie. That rumor does exist among the servants as well. That's also a lie. Rumours about servants patrolling at night bumping into mysterious silhouettes or gold butterflies. I mean, to be fair, though it is not true, it's still just really quite funny that... Well, wait, no, I'm being stupid. It's a lie for all of the servants that are there, but for other servants who don't even know about the illusion of the witch, sure. That is, if that's the case. I'm going to be honest, I kind of get the impression that's just somebody hiding what they've done. Yeah, was it last year or the year before? Didn't one servant fall down some stairs and get so badly injured that they had to quit? Wasn't there a rumour that it was Beatrice's curse? Jesus Christ, what is that? Oh, no, I see. Yeah, Jessica told it like a ghost story trying to scare Edgar. Yeah, but Edgar just lost disdainfully. Come on, that's creepy. No, I do see what Battle's saying, yeah. It's probably just an accident, right? No, I don't think so. Actually, it could have been. Yeah, just a coincidence. It could either be somebody blaming an accident on Beatrice or another person having deliberately pushed them so that they could get out of the job, and then maybe it was a person who had some sort of threat to them, who knows. It happened just after grandfather had this portrait hung here, so it was probably the year before last. In fact, if I remember, this here is the staircase that the servant fell down, right? Yep. Yeah, after all, this insanely huge portrait really stands out. Yeah. Surely after it was put up, everyone was talking about what it might... I like that, yeah. And then when the accident happened shortly afterwards, people started calling it Beatrice's curse. Yeah, so these ghost stories about Beatrice started after the portrait was put on display. Yeah, that is going to be... No. Yeah, but I suppose they were strengthened. If they were strengthened by this illusion, think about that. The rumours about Beatrice-sama's ghost walking about were around even before that. Yeah, and that is interesting. Yeah, more people using Beatrice as a means of framing her for certain things, really. And more people believing in the illusion of Beatrice as well. Thus, more people seeing her. However, I do think these stories grew in number after the portrait was put there. Before that, even though they had heard about the witch, Beatrice, they didn't have an actual distinct... picture in the heads of what she would be like. Yeah, and that can give rise to illusions more. Exactly, yeah, I imagine this portrait made the picture distinct for them, strengthening their rumors even more.
そもそも魔女ベアトリーチェなんて誰が言い出したんです？
Kinzo. So who started talking about this Beatrice wish in the first place?
じいさまだぜ。
Yeah, grandfather.
我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェ
ってよく取り乱して叫んでたから。
God, she really is trying hard. He'd always start freaking out and yelling, my beloved Rachel, Beatrice!
この肖像画が出てくるまでは顔の想像もつかなかったけど。
Yeah. Though until we saw that portrait, we had no idea what she looked like. Fair enough, yeah. It's no surprise that you get one or two ghost stories with a creepy portrait like this hanging around. Yeah.
学校創立者の銅像もみんなちょうどいい階段の温床じゃねえか。
You always find ghost stories cropping up around things like the portrait of Beethoven in the music room or the statue of the school founder.
確かにこんなに古風な薄暗いお屋敷でずっとこんな風雨の音を聞いていたら
True, wouldn't it be strange for a few ghost stories to arise?
そういう階段の一つや二つ生まれてもおかしく
Exactly,
は
yeah.
なさそうです。
In an old gloomy mansion with the sound of wind and rain present in the background for so long. Yeah, understandable, yeah.
所詮は階段、妄想、おとぎ話。
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, it's nothing more than a ghost story, a delusion, a fairy tale.
取るにも足らない寝ぼけたうつけ者のざれ言以下ですが。
My god! No! Worth less than the useless drivel of half-sleeping nitwit! I love that. I couldn't disagree more, though. Oh, yeah, Edgar looked up at the portrait and smiled at it hostilely. Yeah, because she is going to disprove everything regarding what has happened with Beatrice. Yeah, as though she felt this smile was disrespectful to Berto. Maria's face soured. Yeah, this is actually going to be really quite interesting to see how Edgar contrasts and contradicts this debate. Beatrice exists. If you say things like that, you'll definitely feel the curse of the witch. How frightening. Yeah, that is going to be really quite ironic. I don't think she's going to be able to do it somehow. Oh, how frightening. Please curse me if you can, Beatrice. God, I mean, obviously, I get the fact that Edgar just finds it totally ridiculous, but to be fair, she should be a little bit more nice because of the fact that there is a person who is really, you know, she's a child, of course she's going to believe in stuff like this. Yeah, it's just kind of slandering her belief and slandering everything that she stands for, really, just like everyone around her, you know, for example, in school. God, that was so weird about, you know, her sacrifice, as it were. You know, just everyone without her having it so that they wouldn't actually be able to take their anger out on everyone. So her being the sacrifice for everyone not to be angry at them, at each other, really is horrible. I love Basila's
これで
laugh.
エリカが明日の朝変死してたら魔女殺人事件の幕開けだな。
So if we find you mysteriously dead next morning, oh, she's not gonna die, no way. If we find you mysteriously dead next morning, we'll know it's the curtain raising on a witch's murder case.
おいおい、お前探偵なんだろ？
But you're a detective, right?
探偵がいきなり殺されるなんて斬新すぎるぜ。
Yeah, seriously, yeah, wouldn't killing the detective off in the beginning be a bit too radical?
おや、それは困りますね。
Oh, that'd be troubling.
現場検証に差し支えます。
That would get in the way of the crime scene inspection.
なるほど。ノックスにも探偵を殺してはならない。
They don't know, I don't disagree. I see, after all, even the Nox rules don't prohibit the detective being killed.
マリア、いいもの持ってる。
I have just what you need.
ベアトリーチェの呪いを防げるお守り。
It's a charm that will protect you from Beatrice's curse. Right, I've got something very interesting to think about. When Maria gave that charm, who was there? Basila, George, Jessica, Shannon, I think. Because I think I might have just thought of something. I need to just check it though. Right, so, don't know, does she give it here? It's in the beach. Oh god. Right, they're just chatting in the beach, having fun, talking about the epitaph riddle, I think. Oh yeah, there's a conversation about the gold, I remember that. Yeah, here we are. Right, so Shannon, George, Maria, Batola. Right. Who disappears first? So all of the family disappear. No. Ooh. Right. Okay, I'll tell you what I've just thought of. Right, so basically, I've always thought that the charm, whoever had the killer who wanted to be believing in the illusion of the witch, had made it so that the person had, you know, if somebody hangs it up on their window, on anywhere, then the person who's pursuing killing people, they're going to realise that this person needs to not be killed to strengthen the illusion of the witch. Therefore, they need to know who was actually given the charm. Shannon is the person who wasn't seen with anybody who has known about the fact that a charm was given, that has then told people that a charm was given so that the killer wouldn't kill them to strengthen the illusion of the witch. That means that Shannon has some involvement in the crime and that she's conspiring. But who would she tell that would be guaranteed to keep the information a secret apart from a servant? That furtherly strengthens my suspicion to servants. Then again, it satisfies F.R. Beatrice's truth. The red web is satisfied if you think about servants and their alternate names. Shannon may be dead, for example, but Sayor isn't dead. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, it's very interesting that Shannon is here, and yet there is probably going to be something that influences Erika not to be killed because of the fact that she has been given the charm. We've also got to think about the Beatrice cosplay theory. Shannon is the only person who has reasonable height and, you know, figure similarities to Beatrice. If you actually made it so that the illusion of the witch, I don't know, made it so that you look like Beatrice, you could in theory do it. I mean, it is fucking ridiculous to think, but if with a, you know, gullible kid like Maria, of course you would believe in Beatrice. I don't know if that would, I don't know how that would make her unable to see a masquerade, though. But she is the most reasonable person to do it, if you ask me. Oh my god. Fucking hell. A charm? By the way, we've got to think about the charm in the other department as well. Whoever did it must have been... Whoever was in on the crime, they must have been someone with extensive knowledge about the alibis and whereabouts of everyone else, i.e. somebody who would walk around the house, i.e. probably a servant. I'm justifying this because of the fact that Natsuhi had been given the charm by Jessica. How did people know that Natsuhi was going to be given the charm by Jessica? Apart from the fact that they may have been walking around and they may have heard it. Or they may have known what Jessica was about to do. I don't know. That is a tricky one. But at the same time, that just adds strength to the fact that it may be a servant. They knew Jessica got the chime. Sorry, the chime. But how did they know that Jessica gave it to Natsuhi? Because she probably wouldn't have had an object that makes her look like a kid just hung out in public. She probably would have hidden it away. So how did they know? Yeah. After fishing around in her bag, Maria pulled out a string of beads attached to a medal. Yeah, that had a scorpion drawn up on it. Yeah. It looked like a cheap price from an arcade or something. Ah. What are these? Oh my god, I really hope that Erika doesn't completely bully Maria here because she has the potential to. They're magic repelling charms. Their effect is very weak, but if you use them, you'll definitely be able to avoid Beatrice's curse all night long. That's interesting. I've heard about that spider webs are also useful for repelling magic. Oh no, I see that. Ironic, the web of red truth. That makes sense why it's in the shape of a web now. Yeah, that's probably because Berto is the incarnation of a butterfly. Huh? Oh, wasn't it the evil spirits of Akujikishima that were weak against that? Kumasawa-san knows a lot about that sort of thing. Witches and evil spirits. This is getting a bit interesting. Would you mind telling me about it in a bit more detail when we get to the guest house? Here are umbrellas for everyone. It's still raining very hard outside, so please take care. Kanon handed out the umbrellas she had brought. Everyone headed towards the exit. And then when there were none left standing in front of the portrait. Ah, right, a gold butterfly appeared. Isn't that interesting? It expanded out into a golden splash, becoming a human form. What's in the hall? Empty now that the children had left. Isn't it interesting to think that there is only a single butterfly? That is horrible. Yeah, in the hall, empty now that the children had left. Yet Berto stood alone and silent, looking up at her own picture. I really do wonder what she's actually going to think. Without a doubt, the figure depicted there was like her as an image in a mirror. Yeah, I see that, yeah. However, it felt as though its eyes and expression were just oh yeah, definitely, they look like they convey such a sense of superiority and menacing nature as well. Yeah, from her perspective, while the person in the portrait was almost infinitely close to herself, it was just as surely, I know, yeah, it was just shortly as different a person entirely. It's like Shion and Mion and Higurashi. Who are you? It is really interesting. I've heard that Beatrice saying "Who am I" is some sort of reference towards Dante. And, you know, Dante's divine god, is he? Who are you? Please tell me what kind of person you are. Beator had already finished reading the fragments from Featherin's library, which showed the tales of all the games so far. However, the witch called Beatrice had also been depicted in them. Oh, yeah, who had been so vastly different from her. At the very end, it had just looked as though that witch and Battler had connected just a little bit as rivals. Yeah, definitely, yeah, but for the most part, Beatrice had just bullied Battler in nearly all the tales. Yeah. Even though this was about her, she had no idea why Beatrice had tormented Battler so much when she had supposedly been born for Battler's sake. Yeah, isn't it ironic that? Yeah. All she had learned from Featherin's library was that the former Beator was a completely different person who defied understanding. What happened to you? I'm an egg of you. A chick. Your wings should have existed for father's sake. Just when did you have one of those torn off and end up so drastically different? Yeah, that is interesting. She had listened to the conversation Battler and the others had just been having. Beatrice can't handle scorpion charms. Beatrice can't deal with spiderwebs. Yeah, it's just hilarious to think that there are so many things that they're just such ridiculous inconsistencies. She wouldn't have wanted to touch either of those by choice, but it wasn't as though anything terrible would happen if she did. Yeah, I know, yeah, it's just a total illusion. Yeah. Was being perfectly fine with that when around those proof that she wasn't Beatrice. Yeah, but isn't that ironic? Beatrice never ever feels anything regarding those charms. It could either be the fact that she wasn't Beatrice, or the fact that the effect of all of these is completely nonsensical. Even though this involved her own self, she didn't understand at all. Yeah, definitely, yeah. So she quietly gazed into her own eyes on the portrait. Yeah, it felt as though the truth had hid behind those. Yeah, definitely, yeah, I see that. Beator slowly approached the portrait, and then she lightly touched it. Huh? What's actually happening? That's weird. When she did, it felt as though the portrait rippled slightly. Is it because the portrait needs to be replaced for Battler's portrait? Yes. Oh, that is weird! This is a doorway! A doorway to the long path that will lead her to the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Beator felt a bit dizzy. She lost her balance, feeling as though the world was twisting around her. Then when she couldn't tell which way was up or down, she was swallowed downward. What? That is really weird. Huh? With a soft, watery sound, Bertha was sucked into the portrait. Okay, Mario 64. What the fuck is happening? Oh, this is going to be really quite something. So where the world inside the portrait was pitch black. Right. However, there was nothing unsettling about it. Oh, I love this track so much. It was a comfortable darkness, like when you put your head under the covers in bed at night. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. But after I realised. Oh, I love this song so much. This is the world inside herself. So despite the darkness. Yeah, that is interesting. A proper indication on the fact that she is who she is trying to become. Yeah, she felt a warm embrace. As long as she had asked for nothing. She asked for nothing. This world would ask nothing of her. But she couldn't remain like this. Yeah, she didn't want to spend... Oh my god, yeah, she didn't want to spend eternity inside the darkness of this world. Yeah, don't want to become a used up piece. Yes, I need to hatch out on my egg. That is interesting. Yeah, this darkness is the shell surrounding the gold butterfly called Beatrice. I will be born for father's sake. It is really interesting to think, what are the differences for Beatrice's personality going to be here? I will be born for father's sake. Oh my god. I'll be born for father's sake. I will be born to live for father's sake and serve him. Alright, I'm just hearing things, never mind. She took her goal, her reason for being born, and put it in words. As if in response to those words, the seal on the shell began to melt away. That is interesting. Cracks appeared in the darkness, and a brilliant light enveloped the world. This is really odd. Ah, that's interesting. Are we going to go into Featherin's library? Or are we just looking in the fragments that she actually has? My retinas are burnt. What the genuine fuck? And so Beatrice... What is that? I don't think I've ever seen this room without the portrait, though. That is genuinely so odd. And so Beatrice was born. That is so weird. I feel like the portrait of Beatrice has no point of actually existing. I think it's the portrait of Bastila that needs to be... What? I'm sorry, but what the fuck? What? Is this the piece, Beatrice? This has got to be the piece, Beatrice. There I stood, along with another me! For a second, I thought the me in front of me was the real Beatrice. Yeah, the one I wanted to be more like. However, she was looking back at me with the same bewildered eyes, so I realised that wasn't quite... Interesting that she has long hair. That's right. Yeah. I wasn't the only one born from that. Yeah, that is understandable because Beatrice is the game board version here. I do wonder what she is actually going to do. And it is going to be really interesting to think about what Beatrice's significance, now that she is in the game board, even though she is totally powerless, is going to be. She was also born. Is she my turn? Oh my god, I know it's a fair question. No, it feels a bit different. How can I put it? Both of us are lacking something and immature. Yeah, both of us are lacking something and are immature. Yes. Both of us are chicks. How do you mean? Nah. Both of us are chicks, but we are also fragments of the true Beatrice. No, I see that, yeah. It felt as though we could become the real Beatrice together. That is really interesting. No one explained this to us. Yeah, but that does make sense, and it is really quite interesting to think that the pieces outside the game board can so easily interact with those inside the game board if they wish to. Yeah, however, but the only thing is I feel like because of the fact that feathering exists, the rules of the game board are completely crushed. Yeah, however, we naturally understood. I decided to talk to this other me! Unless I get to know her and become one with her, I won't be able to become the Beatrice Father desires. In other words, the thing that Father wants from me and was so heartbroken to find missing must be something that she has.
Konnichiwa.
God, this is odd. Yeah, isn't it really quite interesting that, you know, this is such a ticket into, you know, becoming Beatrice? It really is quite surprising that, I just suppose a Kickstarter like this can actually potentially exist. Then again, it may be the complete opposite in terms of its effect, we don't know. Hello? Oh, interesting. Her reaction. Oh my god. The Beatrice with her hair down looked at me dubiously several times, then finally spoke. Yeah. That is actually really quite interesting. This Beatrice definitely sounds she definitely sounds really quite similar to how we would normally expect her. Why is your face the same as my own? Yeah, that is odd though, the fact that she doesn't actually realise that. Yeah, the true Beatrice also spoke in that man. Oh, right, yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, it looks like she really does have something that I lack. Well, I don't know why either. You should not answer dishonestly. You do know why. Actually, no. No. I'm being stupid. No, of course. Interesting that the Beatrice in the game board is a lot more. I'm the Golden Witch, Beatrice. And you are... No, but the only thing is this person is Beatrice as well. That's the weirdest thing. Isn't it weird to think that the Golden Witch Beatrice in the game board, even though she has been killed in the game board and, you know, outside of the game board, she is still able to maintain her personality, it seems. I'm also Beatrice. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting to see her reaction. I was born for the purpose of serving Ushinomiya Batora. Beatrice the Elder? I am the Golden Witch and the ruler of Rokkenjima's Nine. I know of Ushinomiya Batora, but I have trouble imagining why I should have to serve a brat like her. I just really wonder what the difference... I don't know if Beatrice the Elder is Game Board Beatrice, and Beatrice on the right is, you know, outside of Game Board Beatrice. I feel like there's a little bit more to it. I realised that the thought I'd had a second ago must have been true. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I genuinely don't disagree. Chapter 7 is called Resurrection of the Golden Witch. Just remember that. Together, we really can become the true Beatrice. Though the person in front of me does have the part that makes her a witch. Which yeah, definitely. Yeah, she does not possess the mission to live. Yes, for Ushinomiya Batara's sake. Yeah, the thing is, it's just really quite interesting that it could work in both ways. Beatrice the Elder could try to have this level of dedication to Batara inspired, whereas this Beatrice can have, you know, how much magical power she has and just, you know, her overall nobility that she would normally have. You know, it's just, they both merge no matter which one you're thinking about. Yeah, but this is the really odd thing. Because of this, like, the Game Board Beatrice knows of Basila. She is completely oblivious to anything regarding the Game Board. It's odd. She has what I do not. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I'm sure I have something she does not have. We must be two and yet one single person. I know, it is weird. I see that, yeah, I think we're something like twins. No, that is not so. No, I do see that. Well, they're a little bit similar. You are my little sister. Fair, yeah, I've been here since long before you were born. Huh? Is that so? Yeah, I was born later. So does that mean the mission to live for Ushinomiya Batara's sake was born later on? Yeah. However, I don't think my whole existence is something quite as faint and intangible as a mission. Yeah, I have enough of a personality to think and act as I am doing now. So the Witch Beator and I are separate people, with both of us possessing something the other lacks. In that sense, maybe it's fitting for us to call ourselves sisters, as she said. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, same. I want to know about you. I also want to know. I also understand that you are me. Yeah. Why is it that you speak that way, and why must you serve Basila? Until we grow to understand this, it seems both of us will remain immature. Yeah, that is going to be really quite interesting to see what's said here. because of the fact that Beatrice has no idea why she'd be serving Battler, I feel like this is the Beatrice before she has actually discovered her will to fight with Battler and, you know, before the Twilights have ended on the first game. But whoever this person is, she is really different to the Beatrices we know, I'd assume. I don't know, though. We now know of 4 different Beatrices. I'm not even joking. One in episode 3 and then, you know... No, 4. The normal one, the one in episode 3, and then these 2. I want to become a complete Beatrice. Until you were born, I was complete. However, now that you have appeared... Yeah. Now that you have appeared, I believe accepting you as my fate. Yeah, fair enough. The witch Beatrice's tone was very slightly arrogant. Ah, yeah, which fitted her self-proclaimed status as the older sister. I know, I see that, yeah. However, since we both realised that we were the same person, I know, yeah, there was no need for her to be a bully. I see this, yeah, she probably realised that after meeting me, her current form was no longer her real self. Yeah, I can understand stress because of that. Where are we? Oh my god, she doesn't even know that, yeah. Where are we? Is this the hall of the mansion? Oh. Yeah, Beatrice gasped. Exactly, though, that is the weirdest thing. Her portrait wasn't there. Did that mean that this was at least 2 years in the past? No, this is the weirdest thing. Yeah, that does make more sense. Yeah. Yeah, that is... Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, precisely. This is the hall of the Ushinomiya mansion. That's so interesting to think that this is the old Beatrice 2 years ago. That fully makes sense now. It does. Yeah, this is the hall of the Ushinomiya mansion. The night is my time. And the nighttime mansion is mine as well. Yeah. That fool, Kinzo, is still so desperate to catch me or revive me. How truly ironic. No, I see that, yeah, here I am, openly ruling the mansion every night. Even though Kinzo was trying so desperately to revive Beatrice, so... What do you do here? Yeah, I've lost my body, and due to the effects of that hateful shrine, I have no magical energy. However, my power is reviving bit by bit every day. I can't wait to eventually undergo a spectacular resurrection and have a good laugh at Kinzo. Fair enough, yeah. I can't wait to tell him that I've succeeded in escaping from his cave. No, I see that. Simply put, I'm a ghost killing time by wandering about, night after night, with nothing to look forward to besides teaching that old man a yeah, seriously, yeah. May I join you? Yeah, that's nice, yeah, of course.
そなたもまたわらわの一部。
But that is fair, yeah. After all, you are a part of
右
me.
腕の同行を断る左腕がどこにいる？
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, how could the left hand refuse the company of the right?
断る道理もない。
Why should I refuse?
そなたを迎えようぜ。我が妹、新しきベアトリーチェ。
I should be pleased to have you here. My little sister, the new Beatrice.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
お、
Oh.
お姉様。
Oh, onesama. Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
こそばゆい呼び方だ。
No, I do see that, especially because of the fact that Beatrice the Elder is the title. It fully makes sense as to, you know, why she is the elder.
だが悪くない。
But it is not bad. It is not bad.
さあ、参ろうか。
Come, let us go.
夜の屋敷を散歩しよう。
Let us take a walk through the nighttime mansion.
わらわの退屈な日常を紹介しようぞ。
That is actually going to be really quite interesting to see. Let me introduce you to my boring everyday life. Oh my god. So this is actually before she has got Shannon to break the mirror, I'd assume. Isn't it really quite interesting to think that Beatrice, if you think of Beatrice as a total lie, then you think, who actually got Shannon to break the mirror? Was it somebody else, or did Shannon do it out of her own intuition? And why? Was there something that she really hated about the occult side of everything? Who knows? Or maybe it was because of the fact that her love... I don't know. I really do wonder about the mirror. I've got to ponder that later. Because I just feel like if I do it now, I'll just go onto too much of a tangent. Right, I've just got to check. Do I have enough time to finish this? Right. Oh no, we might not have time. Oh no. Oh, right, so we've literally got like one line and then we're finished. Jesus Christ. The two Beatrices changed their forms into two gold butterflies. Oh, that's sweet. Wow. Flitting silently into the depths of the shadowy mansion. Yeah, this guy literally checks how long he has left and yet he has one line. That is so... I really like that ending though. God, that is going to be really quite interesting to see how Beatrice, she is going to undergo this massive journey of change. What I think is really good about Beatrice, she's going to be 2 years back, so she's going to have no chaos, no nothing to actually inhibit her progression as a character, I think. Then again, a key part of somebody is this the shrine? Not the shrine, sorry, the chapel? What? Why are we seeing the chapel? What? Oh wait, no, I'm just a dumbass.
うっかり屋さんで鍵をかけたつもりが忘れちゃったりとかして迷惑をかけてたんです。
Oh yeah, let's read. you know, now that we have time, let's actually read everyone. So yeah, we've got this little hierarchy here. Right. Yeah. Oh, one of all the small pranks she does is, even... Oh, that is... yeah, that is interesting. Oh. That's actually really quite interesting. So different Beatrices have done it. Yeah, but the only thing is, it is interesting to think... If... This is what bugs me. If Shannon feels as if the illusion of the witch has actually made it so that Beatrice has given her this, then... I mean, though she may have perceived Beatrice to actually have given it to her... You know, there never really was a Beatrice. But because of the fact that she has an illusion, there was a Beatrice. And why did she imagine this Beatrice instead of, you know, the normal Beatrice here? This is not the normal Beatrice. She would never have an expression, you know, as naive as that. But yeah, anyway, let's see some interesting characters. Right, so... Yeah, I suppose so, yeah, but obviously, it's really interesting that Byrne and Battler, they have the same goals to deny the witch, but now they've just totally broken out because of the fact that Battler wants to make it so that Beatrice, you know, Beatrice returns, really. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. The Witch of True Provisional, I love that. Oh my god, let's go, intellectual rapist. That's so funny, that. Alright then, just suddenly disappear. Yeah, my earphones are dead. I'm lucky that I'm not reading anything now. Oh, that is interesting. Then there's the question, who is going to be a replacement of Erika? I'm sorry, Right, go to 30 seconds if you don't want Chapter 7 spoilers. But, one of the first characters that, you know, made me interested in playing Umineko was, you know, Lion and Willard. So, I do wonder if they're going to be the detectives. I don't know about Lion, but I know Willard's a detective. But is he going to be the one who actually replaces Erika? And is he going to be an enemy? Because I've just seen his sprite. It looks fucking cool. But yeah. And obviously his name. But I really do wonder what's going to happen after episode 7 and 8. Well, the end of the story. I meant episode 6. Yeah, that is interesting. That is I like that. Yeah, it is very interesting that Featherin and also where was I? You know, Lambda, they do have a really quite similar role in being, you know, not really having much significance in terms of interacting with the game board, but at the same time having an ability just to interact with the game board. Right, so, yeah, that was a really quite fun story today. My God, I loved everything about, you know, not only the riddles, Eddie Carr, all of the, you know, really quite lively stuff in the mansion, Kanon and Shannon? Sorry, Kanon and the other one, Bloomin' Jessica, that was brilliant. I loved the beginning of their relationship. Yoshida, oh my God, that is a really surprising name. Yoshida? No, sorry, Yoshiya. I'm thinking of another one, which, yeah. Oh my God, it's going to be so interesting just to not only read on Beatrice's past, read on, you know, Beatrice the Elder as well. I'm excited to see her. I never really expected to see someone like her. It is interesting that I always thought that the hair not being done was just because of the fact that she couldn't be bothered to. She didn't really have any reason to do it because nobody could see her. But no. If anything, these are quite literally different Beatrices. So I kind of get the impression that this new Beatrice is going to actually be just slightly different to the one that we know. I don't know though. We knew, even, let's say that. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that progresses. And also just, you know, everything with Featherin and Angie. I really like that they're just spectating every single thing that happens. Like, we can probably just be guaranteed live Featherin and Angie commentary for nearly every single scene we have, which I'm really happy with because, you know, I fucking love, you know, those two characters. They have a lot of potential, if you ask me. You know, it's just really quite fun to see more about Eddie Carr. That cheese riddle was really quite fun as well. And so was the cup riddle. I liked it. Because I actually was able to solve it, I think. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go now. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see you next time.